Welcome back to the Tickets Toward Success podcast. I'm your host, Tucker Nunakoven. Thanks so much for tuning in to today's episode. Today, I'm joined by one of my college buddies, my good friend, Creighton Casey. Creighton and I met back in our baseball days at Iowa Western, and since then, we've connected on way more than just sports. He's now a surgical tech down in Nashville, Tennessee, and he's someone who's starting his journey with health and fitness and has been leveling up his personal finance strategies for a while now. Today, we're going to be discussing many popular finance topics, including crypto and credit cards, and we're also going to dive into health hacks and fitness as well. Just as a quick disclaimer, we are not providing financial advice. We are simply stating our opinion when it comes to personal finance topics. Creighton, welcome. How are you doing today, man?
Been good, man. Just been like a chill day, rest day, and yeah, I've been ready for this. So, been looking forward to this ever since you told me. Been looking forward to this ever since you told me you were starting this podcast. It's like, man, good for you, Tucker. This is gonna be awesome. So,
Well, bro, I remember you like reaching out and you're like, I can't wait to be on. And that was like when I was on like episode 3, and I was like,
yeah,
at that point, dude, I didn't know how far I was gonna get, but here we are. This will be episode 35.
35.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, my goal for the year was to get to 40 episodes. So we're very, very close.
Yeah.
But
Dude, you got plenty of time to get that in.
yeah. I'm happy to have you here though, because I talk about finance like a little bit on the podcast, as you probably know.
Yeah.
But I don't know a lot of people that like study finance like you and I both do. So it's exciting to have like someone new on the podcast we're not talking about just fitness and health and all this, but we're also including finance as well. So I'm really excited to dig into that today.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think you and I, like, especially after college, like kind of got closer on, was talking about like the finances and crypto and credit cards and all that. So really, like, you're the only one of my few friends that understands all that stuff, and I can have a conversation. I mean, we've had conversations for hours about this stuff.
Yeah. And I
So
don't know if you're like me, but like I just genuinely enjoy personal finance. Like I can sit on YouTube and watch some of the people that I watch that are in the personal finance sector, and just I could do that all day if I had the time.
yeah, no, I've definitely been in moods where I just do that all day. If I'm
Yeah.
watching YouTube all day, that's what I'll watch, and just on whatever, whether it's crypto or investing. I'm not that big of a know much about investing, but a little bit about that, and mainly crypto. And but yeah, I watch them all, people like that all the time.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about all that today. We're going to definitely dive into your brain about crypto, because I know that we're like the opposite. You're really big on crypto. I know a little
Hmm.
bit about it. I'm more big on like the general investing. And then you
Yeah.
know a little bit about that as well. And we'll discuss that a little bit and really get into it. I know that you did some preparation work for the episode. I
I
saw some of
had
the
to.
notes that you're taking. So
I had to. Can't talk out of my ass on this, so
yeah, yeah, you really
gotta have
can't.
receipts to prove it.
Exactly. That's what I always get nervous about. I don't want to mess something up and say something that's definitely not true.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not an expert on this, so if people fact check me, I mean, sure, you can probably find something, but I did the best I could.
Yeah, dude. Everybody,
So,
dude, no one knows 100% about everything. So
well, especially with crypto. I mean, crypto is just so new that
yeah,
you
it's
hear
so
stuff from
complex.
over here to over here. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I try and talk about it in every finance episode I do too. And a big reason why I wanted to bring you on, because it's so complicated that most people just stay away from it
Yeah.
because they don't understand it, which I get, dude. I wouldn't want to
Hmm.
invest in something either if I didn't understand it. That's just not smart investing.
Yeah.
And it just takes a lot of time to dig into it and understand it.
Yeah, it's so new that even though when you do research, you'll hear people that say, "Oh, don't get into crypto." People be like, "Oh, you have to get into crypto. Don't forget about the stocks and all that."
Yeah.
So it's just so new that it's not like stocks where people have been investing in stocks for what, 100 years. Like,
Yeah. There's so much
or
like data behind it.
yeah,
Like,
and there's all the data between cryptos pretty new in relative terms. I mean, it's been around since Bitcoin, which came out in like what, 2009.
yeah. I think it was like
So
right after the real estate crash, pretty
yeah,
soon after
like
that in
2008,
'08.
2009,
Yeah.
something like that. So it's so new.
But in my opinion, it's the way forward. It's what's going to happen in the
100%.
future, some way or however they make it. I don't know. It's still hard for me to even understand it, like all the blockchain technology and what goes into
Yeah, no,
it.
that
But
stuff is so confusing.
yeah,
I hear people talk about it that they either created a certain blockchain or was a part of it, and I'm just like, everything they're saying is going over my head. I'm like, I have no idea
yeah,
what you're talking about. I mean, these people are so smart when it comes to this stuff that I'm like, you guys need to dumb it down for us normal people because
yeah,
I have no clue what you're saying.
yeah.
But really, it is the future with money because I mean, I don't carry cash. I literally have no cash on me
I carry like
anywhere.
$20, like just for a tip at a restaurant,
Yeah,
like for example.
I'll maybe have that. Only if I go to the casino, I end up having cash.
Yeah, that
That's
makes
it.
sense.
Other than that, it's all on my credit cards and debit cards. It's already all digital. It's just the system's old now.
Yeah, and like yeah, because if you think about it too, we you can get your credit card on your phone
Yeah.
and you can just tap and pay with that. So
Hmm.
it's getting more and more. The signs are just very subtle. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be something big. When that'll happen, nobody really knows, but it's definitely in the process, in my
I have a
opinion.
I have a time frame, but I expect it to happen. But we can get into that later.
Yeah, we'll get into that when we kind of got off, but we're gonna dive
Yeah.
even further into crypto here in just a little bit. But I definitely want to start with personal finance
Yeah.
and kind of get your backstory though. Like, when did you start taking your finances seriously, and did you like notice a change in peace of mind after that? Because I feel like for me, when I started taking my finances seriously and started understanding where my money was going and how much I was uh, bringing in, I was able
Hmm.
to really nail down what I was spending. So,
Yeah. So I honestly didn't start taking it like seriously until like a year ago. Because I mean, when you and I were in college together, we didn't have money. No
no,
college student really ever does.
we're paying for stuff with change.
Yeah, like I remember going to your room and you're coming to my dorm room. We're like, "You got food?" And we're like, "No." And we're just
Yeah.
like, "God damn it!" And we're like, "I don't even have money to go get food right now." And so, like, I graduated college, came out here to Nashville, got a job, and I thought I was taking my finances seriously, but what I was really wasn't. I was taking my making money seriously, working seriously, but I went from making maybe 20,000 a year to my first year here I made 100,000.
Yeah.
And I was living with my grandparents when I first moved here, so I didn't have rent. My student loans I didn't have to pay on because I still had that COVID deferment thing.
Oh, yeah.
My I didn't have car insurance because it was on my parents and they were only paying like $80 a month, so they're like, don't even worry about it. So all I had to pay for is my car, which was 400 bucks a month, and my phone, which was only like 80 a month. So I had 480 bucks a month that was in bills when I first
Yeah.
moved here. So I was literally just stacking everything. And so I went from making no money to making money, pretty good amount for a 21-year-old. And I literally just started. I mean, I was buying Gucci slides, which, I mean, I just wanted them.
Yeah.
Gucci wallet, to buying all this stuff that I don't need. I
Yeah.
barely ever wear my Gucci slides. Like, they're not
They're
comfortable.
the same as ones you could get from
Yeah.
Walmart. Like,
You could
there's,
honestly, if you get the Nike ones for 35 bucks, they're more comfortable.
yeah.
So I was just buying all this stupid crap, but I still was stacking the money just because I had no bills.
Right.
So by the time, after about a year here, my cousin moved down and him and I got an apartment together. So I went from, and I had like 20 grand in the savings, 25,000 in the savings. So I thought I was good. I was like, dude, I know I got this money stuff figured out. I'm good. Cousin and I got an apartment and I didn't change anything about how I was spending. I didn't change me just buying crap, thinking, oh, I'll be fine. I could just work an extra few hours here and there. So, I mean, in 2 years, I went from having 20 grand in my account to almost nothing. I remember my last week in my apartment, I was, I just had to get a storage unit because I had to put stuff in storage because I was moving back with my grandparents because I literally could not afford rent. or anything on my own.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in my apartment after getting my storage unit, looking at my finances, and I had like a $2,800 credit card bill, and I always pay my credit cards off every month. And this is the 1 month where I'm like, I can't even do that because
Yeah.
I only have $500 on my checking. I went from 25,000 to 500 in 2 years, and I'm like, dude, you messed up somewhere. It was a real come to Jesus moment in that when it comes to finances, like you need to button down.
Yeah.
So as soon as I moved back in with my grandparents, I I've never done this before. I sat down at the table with a pen and paper and with my phone and just looking at everything. And what I ended up doing was I opened up a new checking account, closed down my other one just so all like my monthly subscriptions would just cancel. And if I needed, it was like if it's something I actually used, then I would just put it on my new card. And that helped a lot. I also got like you know what Rocket Money is, the app?
Yeah. Yeah. It tracks all your finances.
Yeah, it tracks all
basically.
that. That has
Yeah.
helped me a lot. That's helped me a lot. Use that. So really, it's been this past year, and so I've made all the mistakes.
Yeah.
Not all, but I made a lot of mistakes within these past 4 years, and I wouldn't say my peace of mind has gotten better in it, just because I'm still not where I want to be,
Yeah.
and but I've gotten better about my spending habits. I'm not buying as much. I'm not living outside my means. It's definitely within my means now. And like I made some dumb, like I could have paid off my car within a year and
Yeah.
saved $400 a month, and I didn't. Luckily, I just got it paid off. Like I don't know, a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I think
So
that's
now I can
when.
get, yeah. So now I can get my car insurance lowered and all that. So I definitely just made a lot of mistakes and didn't start taking it seriously until now.
Yeah. And I think so many people do that. I think that's a way
Hmm.
of life. I just made an episode, episode 31, if anyone wants to go check that out, where I talked about finances and how it determines your success with
Yep.
building wealth on your
Hmm.
journey. I was talking about like having that awareness, and at least you're having that awareness about your finance, because so many people walk throughout life just
Yeah.
spending and spending and spending. They get caught in that cycle, kind of like you
Hmm.
were, and how we all have been. And they're not understanding where their money is actually going, and they're just blowing it, where
Yeah.
they could be planning for their future or paying off their cars or, helping their kids out, whatever it may be, whatever situation that they're actually in. That is, that is something that's super, super important to
Yeah.
have in
And I think
finance.
it's really, like you said, it's really common, especially for people just getting out of college and just starting to have a real job,
Yeah.
where just like, oh, I'm all of a sudden making money. I can buy all this stuff that I've always wanted.
Yep.
And I mean, there's still things that I definitely will like spend money on. Like,
Yeah.
I love cologne. Like I will spend some coin on
This dude
cologne,
has like
but
15 to 20 bottles of cologne. It's
I just
crazy.
counted actually last week. I have 20.
That's
So
crazy. Well,
yeah,
yeah, but dude, think about it, dude. I have like 40 bottles of whiskey right behind me. I
yeah.
mean, that's not the best thing
Everybody,
to spend your money on. Let's be
everybody.
honest.
I feel like everybody has something to where
Yeah.
they spend their money on. You just gotta have something, that you're into. So
Right. And I also like say, or in that same episode, in episode 31, I talked about how my eyes got opened when I started having bills. So when you said
yeah,
that, oh, I moved out of where were you at in your uncle's place
my
when you first,
grandparents.
or your grandparents when you first got to Nashville, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So when you moved in with your cousin into your apartment and you started having, I don't know if you paid electric and water and all that in
So
that
yeah,
in that
electric,
apartment.
water.
Did you have
Joey paid for the
Wi-Fi?
Joey paid for the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
I paid for there was something electric. I paid for the electric.
Oh, okay. So you guys just kind of split it that way.
Yeah, and then
Gotcha.
I mean the rent in Nashville is ridiculous.
Yeah, and you lived
I lived
outside of
15 minutes.
downtown.
Yeah, I
So
live like about 15 minutes outside of downtown.
yeah.
Great
But like,
location, but it was still. I mean, between him and I was paying I think 1,300 a month
geez. So you're
just in
looking at
rent.
like
That's it.
2,600 each, or 2,600 total around
It
there
was.
for
Yeah,
rent.
I paid a little bit more just to help him out. just because he was working a part-time job at UPS.
Sure.
So he paid, I think, 1,000. It was about
Okay.
2,300 a month for a two-bedroom,
That's crazy
and
though.
not even like a nice apartment. Like
Yeah.
there's some nice apartments out here that are skyrise with rooftop pools, and they have events. Ours didn't have events.
Yeah.
His car
Or a
got
pool.
broke into there. We had a pool, but
Oh, you did?
not
Oh,
a, yeah, just not a super nice one. His car got broken at our apartment, and my car got broken at the apartment. Like it wasn't. It's also Nashville. Nashville's known for having car break-ins, so
yeah. That's so crazy. I remember you telling us that. That's just wild.
yeah,
But yeah, when you start tacking on those bills and it kind of makes you stressed out a little bit.
big
And
time.
that's when you start looking at your finances. I
Hmm.
think you should, because like I said, that's what opened my eyes. And I think I'm so grateful that that happened. I've never been in a position where I've overspent and kind of been like, oh crap, like I don't know what I'm going to do this month. But I've had moments where it's like, oh crap, I might be in trouble this month.
Yeah.
And that just creates so much stress and panic on
Oh,
yourself.
yeah.
It's like, how did we get here?
Yeah. That's like when I was sitting in just my empty apartment looking at all that. I'm like, dude, how did I end up in this situation? You don't
Yeah,
realize it until it's almost too late,
right.
and you're just like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Like I was good. I mean, I'm lucky in the fact that I have a job where it's hourly, it's not salary.
Mhm.
So if I need more money, I can just ask my coworkers, be like, "Hey, I'll work this shift for you, or I'll take this call shift for you. I'll work this weekend for you," and I can make overtime and extra money that way if I really need to. I can do that for an extended period of time, which
Right.
I've done many times. So I'm lucky in that aspect if I ever do get in trouble to where I can just pick up extra. But a lot of people, like I don't know about you, I think are you salary?
Yeah, I'm salaried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I don't even know if you have that option to do anything like that.
No, I mean, I really don't. Like, they don't ever want us. Well, so the way mine's broken down is as a sales manager, am, I'm paid for like 50 hours
Hmm.
instead of 40, but I only work 40. So it's like,
So
it's,
you don't get overtime or anything like that.
yeah, I don't get overtime because I never go over 50, but like sometimes we will work on the weekends because I work at a hotel, like if we have a
Yeah.
big event.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm not clocking 10 hours over the weekend. So there's really
Yeah.
no opportunity for me to have that overtime.
Yeah. So that's what like you got to realize like people also need to realize that how lucky their certain situations are too, even when you're down in the slumps. Like that's one thing I'm very thankful for about my job. You know, at times I hate my job, but it's a job. You know, we all hate our
Right.
jobs at times. But even if I'm tired, I'm like, dude, you have to do this,
Right.
and I'm lucky I can.
I agree with that because there are some people out there that really struggle. Like they maybe have a family and they're only making 30 grand a year. And you
Hmm.
think about, say you have one or two kids, you think about where can you live with that salary or
Yeah.
hourly, how much you're making, groceries, utility bills, all this stuff adds up. And everything's so high right now that it makes it
Well,
worse.
I mean, that's one thing when I first moved out, just looking back on my childhood. I mean, I didn't grow up with a lot of money. You know, my parents were in a lot of debt growing up. They recently, I think, just got out of debt, but I mean, they just bought a new house, so I think they have a house payment now. But
Right.
I think that's it. But growing up, they crippling credit card debt my entire life, and I remember being like, no, we can't get that because your dad doesn't get paid until next week.
Right.
So many times, and I just remember calling my dad and being like, dude, how did you do it for so many years with three kids and a wife? Like, he's like, you just make it work. You just have to figure it out. Like, because I was like making 100 grand, and I'm like, dude, you weren't making this when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like, how did you do that? He's like, you just figure it out. He's like, there is no other way to do it. Just that's the answer. You just figure it out.
Yeah.
So I definitely grew a lot more appreciation for my parents after going through all that, and I feel like that happens a lot with everyone in their 20s. They end up realizing, hey, maybe my parents weren't being assholes for no reason.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah. Maybe they
stressed out,
actually did know a
financially
little
stressed
bit.
out. Yeah, because now I'll call him. He like, told you, dude. told you that's how it is. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like,
Yeah.
I got to
It's
figure it
so
out
funny.
myself though, Dad. Like,
Yeah. That's a great part about life though, is figuring it out yourself. And I feel really grateful for how my mind works and the things that I care about because I think that they're all very important.
yeah,
Finance, fitness, health, all that. And that's all stuff that,
agreed.
you know, you can relay to your future family as well. That'll
Hmm.
benefit them hopefully in their lives. Obviously, they will have to figure it out for themselves too.
Yeah, the
But
best teacher is life, man. There's
yeah.
so many times that people told me something like, yeah, whatever. That's you, not me. And then I'm like, oh, maybe it is me too. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you got to figure things out on your own. I mean, if you can't convince someone, you just go like, well, they'll learn. Maybe it'll
Yeah.
work out for them. But
They,
kid
they'll
always tell
they'll
people
eventually
what to
have
do,
that
and
moment, that come to truth moment.
yeah, we all do. We all have. I'm sure I'll have more in the future.
Oh yeah. Hello everyone. I just want to take a quick break from this episode to thank all of you for your support that you've shown the podcast. Thank you for tuning in each week. Thank you for listening to the episodes and thank you for providing feedback on the podcast in general. I have a lot of great things in the works right now, a lot of great guests that are going to be participating in the podcast and I'm super excited to sit down with them, have a conversation and provide that value and the perspective that they offer to all of you that listen. So once again, thank you for the support and let's get back to the episode. So how do you learn your finance? Do you use like YouTube and all that? Is that what
Yeah,
you like to do?
YouTube is a big one. It's the main one. I got a few guys I watch. Like, I can't remember his name. You watch him. I know we've talked about him before. That Asian guy,
Oh,
uh,
the
Brian
guy,
Jung.
yeah, Brian Jung with,
Yeah,
is that the
Brian
guy with
Jung.
crypto? That's really big in crypto.
He does crypto. He just got into crypto recently, but
Oh,
at
but he's a
first it
big
was like
credit card guy too, isn't
credit
he?
card guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, mainly like YouTube. Sometimes I'll just Google stuff, but mainly YouTube. I'll call my dad just to because he's made all the mistakes
Right.
before I have, and he'll give me pointers. But definitely made like YouTube, because I started looking at finance YouTube videos like I think I was like 17.
Yeah.
I just didn't put any in practice until recently. So
Well, it's hard to do that too when you don't have any money.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, you
because
gotta
you
have
don't
that.
understand it quite
Hmm.
yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because I mean, back when I was that age, I was like, man, if I make 100 grand a year, I'll be good.
I'll be set. Yeah.
100 grand a year is not a lot.
No.
It's not a lot. It's the new $50,000. That's the first thing I said when I made it. I'm like, dude, it's only like, nowadays 100 grand is only 50,000. And really, actually, I just saw a stat like I don't know a few weeks ago where the buying power of $100,000 is the same as $50,000 in early 2000s.
Yeah. I mean, inflation.
It's yeah, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense because
Yeah.
it's not a lot. And I
Yeah.
know some people will hear that I make 100 grand, they'll be like, oh man, I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, if you live in a big city like Nashville, expensive city like Nashville, it's not a lot.
Yeah.
If I made 100 grand like back in Iowa, it'd go a lot further.
Yeah. And I remember a couple weeks ago, Ryan, my girlfriend, she
Hmm.
is was looking at like just nursing positions for places where you live because you get different salaries or hourly
Yeah,
rates based off
based
where you
on
live.
cost of living.
Yeah, and she texted me and she was like, I'll make this amount of money in Missouri and then I'll make, it's almost triple in California. And I
Yeah,
was like, yeah, but your living expenses in California will be
yeah.
triple, maybe even 10
That and the
times that.
that and the taxes there will just take
Yeah.
it out of you. That's one thing. Good thing about like Nashville, Florida, Texas, Nevada, South Dakota. There's a few others. We don't have state income tax.
Yeah. But they tax the crap out of liquor there.
But oh
It's
yeah,
bad.
yeah, and yeah, especially down here, you can't even get liquor in gas stations like you can in Iowa. You have to go to a liquor store,
Yeah.
and they close at like 8 o'clock. But yeah, everything else is taxed here. That's why, like, when I bought my car, I was like, I need to buy it in Iowa, not in Tennessee, because the sales tax is cheaper in Iowa than it is here.
Yeah. That's smart.
But it is nice having a bigger paycheck without state income tax.
Right. I bet. What do you think that a lot of people struggle with in today's world when it comes to managing finances? Do you think it's kind of what you went through, where it's like overspending and not realizing
Hmm.
where your money's going, or do you have something else in mind?
I think it's a lot of that, what I went through, just not realizing where your money goes. I don't think enough people realize that the little, buying the little things adds up.
Yeah.
Like I know so many people that go out to eat multiple times a week,
Yeah.
and that's expensive.
Yeah.
Just going out to eat every week is expensive, and cutting back on that would save so many people so much money.
Well, dude,
And
sorry to cut you off real quick,
no, you're
but
good.
I just was looking at I get Chipotle every Friday night just as like
Hmm.
an easy way to save some time besides cooking on Friday nights. $17 for like a very limited just double steak bowl. And I'm like,
Yeah,
$17 for steak, rice, salsa, and then I throw some like lettuce in there and that's it.
yeah.
And I'm like, I could go spend 8 bucks on a big 8-ounce steak at Aldi or at Walmart or whatever.
Hmm.
Like it's almost double the price. I'm like, how do people
You could
eat out this much?
get all those ingredients that you get for your steak bowl and make it at home for
Yeah.
a week for $17, probably.
Yeah. I mean, I
So I
get
think if
two
more
steaks
people
at Aldi for $12 and they're 8 ounces.
really,
Yeah.
that's a pretty good price
I
actually.
know it's a real Aldi's a goat, dude. Grocery
Yeah,
stores.
we don't have Aldi down here. At least that maybe no we do. It's just not where I go. I don't. It's in the part of Nashville where I don't really go that often.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
yeah, we got Kroger and Publix, which is they're expensive, man.
Yeah, Kroger's good
Those
though.
places, they are good. I need to go to I need to get a membership to Costco
Yeah, we have
because
one. We go there too.
their steak prices are pretty good. My aunt and uncle will get like 8 pack of steaks, something like that. I don't know how much the price is, but I remember when he told me, I was like, man, that's really
It's like
good.
$50. Yeah, it's really not
Yeah,
bad. It's
yeah,
very
that's
cheap.
like I'm like so. But yeah, I think if people just stopped eating out, and paying attention to the little things, and actually paying attention to their like subscriptions, that was a big thing for me. Was all the subscriptions I had, and I'm like, dude, I don't even use half of them. Like, I didn't use ESPN Plus, so I
Yeah,
finally got rid of that. Luckily, I just use my parents' uh, Disney Plus and Netflix and stuff like that. But I think if people actually look at the little things they're buying, not the big things, because we can't control rent, we can't control our car payment, we can't really cut down on that. But it's all the little things that just adds up, and people don't. I don't think people realize how much it actually adds up until you really sit down and look at like a spreadsheet of where it's all going. Because
yeah,
I didn't realize how much I was spending on all these just buying little things, buying like instead of buying a tub of pre-workout, buying like just the pre-made can, how much that actually is.
right. And yeah, I have like a big budget spreadsheet that I use that I really really like. And when I first started using it, I had like all my subscriptions in there, and that's when I started realizing that I need to cut down on them. Like
Hmm.
I don't even have YouTube TV anymore because the only thing that we used it for was football. And football is just, it's from August or September until I don't know, February at the
February.
latest.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? We don't need this. And I'll just stream the Dallas games because that's all I really care about. I didn't
Yeah.
even, I mean, I just don't care. I don't have time to sit around and watch football for 8 hours anymore.
No, I
Um,
don't either.
yeah. But getting rid of that, I mean, that was 80 some bucks a month.
Hmm.
Um, just a crazy price. And then we just use, Ryan's mom has Netflix. So we just use that too.
Yeah.
And we use my sister's HBO Max. Like, and
Yeah.
that works out just fine for
Yeah.
us if we want
If
to
you
watch some.
if you can poach off people, poach off them. Like
As long as you can, yeah.
yeah. And honestly, like with football, like if the Cowboys suck, I ain't watching anyway.
Yeah, like
So
last year
I'll turn the game off halfway through. That's what I did most of last year. So
last year that's when I got rid of YouTube TV because I was like, I'm not watching Dallas. Like they literally suck. So
mm-mm.
what's the point of watching them right now?
Yeah.
And just to let everybody know, Creighton and I are both Dallas fans. as well as our other buddy Trey that went to
Yep.
Iowa Western with us. And yes, we know it sucks.
It's a
Okay, you don't have to leave a
perpetual.
comment and let us know.
It's just like 8 months of depression every year
Yeah.
for the past 25 years. So
I actually felt really good last year when I stopped watching. I was like, this is great. No stress on Sundays. I was fine.
I would fall asleep in the middle of the game because I got so sick of them.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take a nap. I'm not gonna even deal with
They're
this.
just tough to watch, dude. Tough to
Yeah,
watch. I
I'm not
also,
looking forward to this year either. So
yeah, no, me either.
it's just
It's bad. But
yeah,
I also know that like with doing this podcast, I have a few subscriptions that I have to follow. Like
yeah.
I have the platform that I use for virtual podcasts, and then I have a few editing subscriptions to
Hmm.
different sites as well. And then I have like a subscription to a music like software or whatever where I can
Yeah,
get like intro music and all that kind of stuff. But that stuff can get out of hand too, and it sucks
yeah.
because some of the stuff you need, but I look at it as a way of I'm using it to try and build something in my life.
Hmm.
So I look at it as a positive in that way. So it's really the subscriptions that you don't necessarily
Yeah,
need.
and that's you got to sit down and really like look at what do I really need. Like for you,
Yeah.
yeah, you need the stuff for your podcast, and I'm sure you could probably write that off on taxes anyway. So
Yeah. I use a
I don't.
business credit card.
Yeah, there you go. You just write off on tax, so it helps. Hey, you got tax benefit for that, but you got to sit down and
Yeah.
realize, like, think like, okay, do I use it, and is it valuable to me? Like, like right now, I pay my gym membership is 75 a month, and it was 90, but since I'm like technically a first responder, it's I get
Oh,
like a
nice.
$15 discount. So now, if you would have asked me 2 years ago if I would spend 75 bucks on gym membership, like no, I got a perfectly good gym for 20 bucks a month. But for me, at like that gym, just the people that type of people that go there, it just motivates me to keep going and to work out harder. 'Cause
100%.
everyone at my gym is just jacked. Granted, they will talk about steroids use like openly, but they are
That's probably why.
jacked. Yeah, I mean it's like the influencer gym. Like so many, I've seen so many like big influencers there, and
Yeah.
that live down here in Nashville. I mean, I don't didn't know who they are until someone told me, but just because I don't have TikTok, but yeah, everyone there is jacked, and that's one thing I learned. I'm like, dude, so many of these people on online are on roids and nobody knows, like,
Yeah, dude, it's
because I heard them
insane. Like,
talking about it in the in the locker room.
it's crazy.
But it's stuff like that. Like that's worth it to me. 75 bucks for that gym is worth it to me. And I get having that gym membership, it actually gets me discounts to this like clinic place where I get like my blood labs and my peptides and my like IV therapy and stuff like that. So I get discounts there. So there's a positive to it. And they also have like they have a barber shop where I get my hair cut there, which is expensive, but I'll pay 80 bucks for my haircut. I like my guy
Yeah,
cuts my
dude.
hair.
I,
So
I, I pay a higher price for my haircut too because it's a
yeah.
nice like barber shop as well, which it's got
Yeah.
like a bar in it, whiskey bar and all that kind of stuff. So
What's it
I
called?
get that. It's called the Parlor.
Oh, okay. I used to go to
It's
one
my
like that
local
called
company.
Oh, okay. I used to go to one like that called Scissors and Scotch down in Brentwood.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
They have
expensive.
one of those in um Ankeny, Iowa. So
Oh,
outside Des
okay.
Moines. Yeah, they have one
Yep.
there. Um
But yeah, you
yeah.
gotta stuff like that. You gotta figure out what is worth spending money on because you can't be
Yeah.
spending money on everything like I was doing. I was just spending money on everything. I wanted the nicest thing. I like fancy things. Like I like Rolexes. I like fancy watches. I like
Yeah.
expensive cologne. Like I like fancy things, but I don't really like. Kind of learned that I don't like a fancy lifestyle. Just like fancy things. So it was really easy for me to cut back on a lot of those things. But
Right.
then you just gotta ask yourself what's worth the price. Is it worth me? Because I look at everything as how many hours of work is it going to take for me to pay for this?
Right.
So is it going to be worth 4 hours of my time at work just for this? And once I started looking at stuff like that, it made buying certain things. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to buy this just to work 8 hours to have it. Like it's not worth my time at that point.
Right.
So I think people just need to kind of change their outlook on time and money. People don't really, I don't feel like people really make that connection between time and money any, like especially at our age.
Right.
And it's a
I would
lot
say that
easier for
time is the most valuable currency.
100%. It really is, and that's why like it's nice being paid hourly. But at the same time, I'm like I'm just trading my time for money, and that kind of sucks.
Yeah. Once you
But
come to that realization, it definitely sucks. And I
yeah,
always like to think if you're paying for something and it doesn't support your health or it doesn't support your business, then there's probably a good chance that you probably shouldn't be paying for it. Like
yeah.
I'll give an example of something that I have that I probably shouldn't, but I still do. I have a car wash membership because I like to
See,
keep my car nice and clean. But
yeah.
at the same time, I also think to myself, I bought this car. This is my car. I
Hmm.
pay a lot of money for it. I want to keep it nice because
Yep.
it's mine. And I feel like I have that responsibility to keep it nice. So that's one
Yeah,
that
no,
I
I
wouldn't need,
and
but yeah.
yeah, I agree. See, I used to have one of those memberships, and that was I just could for some I couldn't. Every time I'd call to try to cancel, nothing would work. That's why I was like, you know what, canceling memberships can be a pain in the ass sometimes.
Why didn't you just go there and do it?
I just didn't want to. I work a lot. I didn't want to go
Dude,
there.
I will,
So
if they do that, they're going to try and do that to me when I have to cancel mine. I will go into their office and make them cancel it.
yeah, I mean, I thought about doing that, but I was like, there's so many things I could cancel. That's why I just opened up a new checking account and just had everything just stop. It was the easiest way. Just get transfer my money into it,
Dude,
and it
that's
worked.
crazy.
It worked. It worked though. I just transferred everything into my new bank account that I needed transferred, which was actually a very stressful week getting my bills transferred into
It
my.
sucks. It's the
It was,
worst thing ever.
but it's a stressful few days to get that transferred. But I swear that was like one of the best things I did financially.
For one membership?
No, it was multiple memberships. I had like a
So you
gym
just
member.
did
I had
them
like
all
a
at once.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like because they were all on my other checking account. I'm like I can just get cancel all this stuff by doing one thing.
Was this before you had credit cards then? Because like all of my subscriptions go on my credit cards.
No, I have credit cards. I just don't have subscriptions on my credit cards.
No, why
Which I
not?
know I'm missing out on my points. I know.
What are you doing,
I
dude? I thought you were this credit card guru.
I'm not a guru. That's you. You're better at that than me.
Yeah,
I'm
I do know
good
quite
at
a bit
them,
about
but
credit cards. I really like I
you're
like credit cards.
you're better than me at it. I'm decent. I would say you're like probably an 8 out of 10. I'd probably put myself around a 5 or 6. I know I could be better.
That's fair.
Um, but like that was the best thing I think I did was just cancel that membership. But with the car, like cars are expensive.
Yeah.
Like get it as paid off as quick as you can. That was
Yeah.
the biggest mistake I ever made with money was not getting it paid off with I could have had a paid off car within like I think it was like 8 months of buying it at 21, 22 years old, which would have been insane. No, but no, there's
How
no
much were
22
you
year old.
like adding to your monthly payment? Because you said it was like 400. How much would you have had to add?
I think I added 500 a month.
So you're paying
Or not
around
500,
nine.
sorry, 50 bucks a month. So I was paying 400, but $50 was extra.
Oh,
So, but I had enough money saved up within 8 months to pay it off, and
oh, you had
I,
enough money saved
I had
up.
enough money
Gotcha,
saved
gotcha.
up in my account to pay it off because I mean the car was 25,000. By the time 8 months came around, it was I think I owed 22 grand on it. I had enough. Now, if I put all that money on, I would have zero money, so I couldn't do
Yeah,
that.
but you could have put like 15.
I could have put 15 down
Got it really low.
and got it really low, and people, people always say when you're paying off like a house or a car, you see that principal start going down more once you get the total amount due lower.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much difference that makes until I put like I think I put like 5 or 10 grand down
Dude,
right before, and I after like my one of my monthly payments came out, I was like, oh my gosh, only $1 went to interest.
yeah, it's
It
huge.
was I was like,
Like,
I should have done this years ago. Like,
yeah, and that's what I learned about when I purchased my car.
hmm
Um, right now what I'm doing is mine's around like 480 my payment is.
that's not
And
horrible
no, it's
compared to the
not
national
horrible.
average.
Yeah, and I put quite a big chunk down because I sold one of my other cars, so I put a
Your
big
Mazda?
chunk down. Yeah, I sold my Mazda and then I was able to put 10,000 down, which I'm very grateful for, so I could
That's
have
nice.
a
That
nice
helps.
car.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I'll have it for a long time. It's a great car. It's a Kia Telluride, so very
Yeah.
grateful for that. But what I'm doing to manage that payment is I have my monthly payment of 480, but then I'm paying
Hmm.
an extra 350 only towards the principal because when I pay
Okay.
down that principal faster, it lowers how much interest I actually pay because it lowers the
Yep.
cost of the car.
Yeah.
So
And
you
that's
can do
smart.
that through some credit unions, like my credit union that I use for my rates. I have to transfer 350 into that savings account that they give me, and
Hmm.
then I can make a principal only payment, which is super
Okay.
super nice.
Yeah. I don't know if that was an option for the My Credit Union.
Yeah, it
It
all
was just like
depends
a
on
basic
the.
payment.
But
But
who did you
with
go
the,
through?
yeah. Let me look. It's on my phone. Let me look. Viridian.
Oh, yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
figured it was probably they're pretty popular. Yeah,
Yeah. And I think I went through someone else and then Viridian bought the other one out like not too long after I got it. It was something like that.
oh,
But
gotcha.
I think with like cars are just money pits. That's why like yeah, I have some student loans still. I needed to get that paid off, but I think some of them are like $50 a month, and then the other one is like 300. But that also helped me on my taxes because you get tax write-offs for the interest on student loans,
Right,
which actually helped me a lot this past tax season.
same.
But
Well,
cars, they just eat your money away. Like literally this past week, just got it paid off, and I was like, okay, I need new tires. I need to get an oil change. I need to just get all like the like the yearly maintenance done. Like get all
yeah,
like the transmission fluid drain and replace, the brakes fluid drain and replace, the coolant drain and replace, all the filters replaced. I was gonna do that like next month because I was planning on getting the a new credit card, the Chase Sapphire Preferred,
nice. Let's go.
using that card to pay this bill for all this crap
Get your sign up bonus.
and get my sign on help me get my sign on bonus. But then literally I worked all night on Monday and Tuesday, so I had Wednesday off. But when I was going to my car after work Monday night, so Tuesday morning, I start driving like this feels weird. It's just pulling to the right, and I'm like, oh crap.
A flat
Check my
tire.
tire pressure. Dude, I had 4 psi on my tire. I'm like, you gotta be kidding
It's
me.
a nail, probably.
I don't know what it was. I mean, it was been going down. So luckily I have like a DeWalt air compressor in my car.
Nice.
So I just filled it up, got home. I'm like, well, I gotta get a new tires. I've been needing them for the past year. Went and took it in the shop. I was in the shop from 12 to 5 o'clock for 5 hours, and it was a $2,200 bill just for
Oh my
maintenance.
gosh.
But I will say my car feels brand new.
Yeah. Where do you
And
take
if you
it?
do,
Do you take it to like the
I just take
actual
it to the dealer.
dealership?
I take it to the dealership.
That's where I'm gonna take mine too. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Just because it's
I
like
get better prices
certified.
for yeah. I get better prices through them with for like oil changes. It's way cheaper there,
Yeah.
and
I
I
think
just
you have to
like
pay
going
like
there
a
better.
small dealership like fee, don't you? But
Maybe I don't know. I just pay the bill and
yeah.
get out of there. But if you do that with your car, it'll last. If you have a good car, it'll last. I don't know how long, but a long time.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
especially
what I'm
if you
gonna
have
do with
like
this car.
a good car that's like a reliable like motor,
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
And you take care of it and have
yeah.
your regular maintenance every. I think mine's like every 6,000 miles is when I'm supposed to do it because I don't know. I have the Kia like app that they have and it
Yeah.
tells you when you're supposed to get that done and everything. But
Yeah, I have the Nissan app for mine, and that's mine does the same thing. But yeah, so like with cars, I get spending money on the maintenance and doing all that just to keep it up to date because I'm gonna drive my car into the dirt. I'm
yeah,
gonna drive it until it blows up. I'm not gonna have another car payment. At least my goal is not to, unless I have to get a new
right.
car for
Yeah,
whatever
and
reason. But
it's hard, dude. It took me a long time to make my decision for what car I wanted because I was like, okay, I can either get an old used car that I
don't
won't
do
have a
that.
payment at all, or I can buy a newer car. I ended up going with the newer car because for one, I
Smart.
want to be safe because
Hmm.
when we travel, we always take my car, right?
Yeah.
And I want to be safe. I wanted an SUV because I like the room.
Hmm.
And we'll probably have that car, whether it's me or I give it to Ryan and then I buy a truck or whatever that may be. We'll have that for when we have kids, probably.
Yep.
And so it was hard to make that decision right now, but looking at it towards the future, it was the right one because I had
Yeah.
the money for a down payment to get a nicer car. So now is the time to do it if you're going to do it
Hmm.
because it's
Yeah.
hard to have that kind of down payment. So,
Yeah. Especially like when you have kids.
yeah,
Like once you have kids, it's just, you'll be like, oh crap, I gotta take care of this kid, your
changes
wife, and all
everything.
this. Like, yeah, it changes everything. So get it now while you can. And I'm all for buying a brand new car. Like even just talking to my grandparents and my dad and my parents growing up, all they got was used cars. They've had
Yeah.
one brand new car in their entire life, and that car has almost 200,000 miles, and they've never had any issues on it. It's because they did the basic maintenance throughout the years, and
Right.
that's part of why I got a Nissan because like that car's lasted them forever.
Right.
Had no issues. They just get new tires, the basic stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm all
That
for
was,
getting spending money on getting a brand new car because you get a used car, you don't know what the last owner did to it. You don't know how hard they drove it. It's
yeah.
just the pain. And it turns into being a pain in the ass, and it's just not worth it to me.
Yeah. And I did buy
Unless you want to buy
mine.
like an old muscle car. I mean, that's worth getting a used car. But yeah.
Yeah. I did buy mine used. Mine's a 2022. It was a fleet vehicle. So there's good and bad with that. The bad is that they probably drove the crap out of it because they didn't care
Yeah.
because it wasn't their car. But the good is that it had to have regular maintenance done.
Hmm.
So it's company policy that they have to have all their vehicles routinely maintenance and up to date in order for them to
Yeah.
be driven for the company. So that's good. Luckily, I haven't had any problems with it and I've enjoyed it. So, you know,
2022 is still pretty new. I mean, how many miles did it have when you got it?
52.
52 miles, that's it?
Oh no, 52,000, sorry.
Well, 52,000. Okay. I was
Yeah.
saying, like,
So you're
that's still
looking
not
at
bad.
about the average. I mean, was it oh yeah, 3 years? Yeah, that's 17,000. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit above the average. It's between 12 and 5, I think.
Yeah. And you got to look at, like, how much do you drive and how much miles do you put on a car? Like, I put a crap ton of miles on my car. My car almost has 100,000 miles. I think it has 92,000 miles in 4 years, which is a lot.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I
And see,
drive
I
to
don't drive
Iowa.
that much, so
Yeah. I drive to Iowa, what, 4 times a year just to visit my parents or stop at your place or Trey's place. And then, yeah, I mean, I drive my car all the time.
right. But
So
if we
for
do
me, it's
travel, we're taking mine. I mean,
yeah.
so
So,
it makes
but yeah,
sense
to me, it's like you gotta do the maintenance, especially if you drive a lot.
for sure. What are a few things that you do that's helped you create good financial habits? Like I know that you said that you're not where you want to be, but
Hmm.
what was a few like initial steps that you took? Like I know you wrote down everything. What was kind of what you did after that?
Uh, change my bank account. That was the number one thing I did.
Who did you go to for
I
that,
know
by
it's.
the way?
I went to SoFi, so I do online banking now,
Nice.
which it's good if you make over 5 grand a month that goes into your account, like direct
Right,
deposit into
because you
your
have to have a
account.
certain amount in there, right, to get the interest that they
Hmm.
offer.
To get
Yeah,
I think it's like when I got it, it was like 4% interest. Now I think it's like 3.7,
yeah.
like
And
that.
that's the checking account like interest that it gets, or is that their
That's the
savings
savings.
account?
So when you open up a checking, you get a savings and checking.
Oh, okay.
The checking account interest is only like 0.5%. But I went with them because I knew I would make that 5 grand in a month. And then I got like $200 just for that happening. And then I also get my paycheck 2 days early, which for the first time you get it 2 days early, like, dude, this is awesome. It ends up being every 2 weeks still.
Yeah,
However,
it's a
getting it,
trick.
yeah, it's a trick, but it is nice. It's nice getting it on a Wednesday instead of a Friday because it's like, oh, this payment is coming out soon. It's nice to have that money in there.
I feel that. Yeah,
So that is nice. So I think that was one of the best things I did. Other than that, moving back in with my grandparents helps a lot, and I have the best grandparents in the world to let me do that.
yeah,
being 25 and living with your grandparents, like, looking at that aspect of it, you're like, dude, what the hell? You're out of your own apartment, you know.
Yeah.
But you have to do what you have to do. Um,
Dude, I get that
uh,
too because I mean, dude, who cares? Like, you're so aware
yeah,
about what's going on right now. You're making these smart decisions and it's going to pay off later. And I think of like Ryan and I's situation, dude. We live in a crappy apartment, a small apartment that we have way too much, stuff for. We've outgrown it already, but we also pay $500 each a month for rent, which is
oh, that's
unheard of. It's
yeah,
unheard
that's
of.
you can't pass that up.
No, and we're gonna be here for 2 or 3 years probably,
Yeah,
and by that time we're gonna be well ready to go to a new place. But yeah,
yeah.
didn't mean to cut you off, but just wanted to throw that
No,
in.
you're good. But so doing that, can't say enough good things about my grandparents for letting that happen. And then just not buying stupid stuff all the time. Like my Gucci wallet got stolen, and I want another one, but I'm not going to. You know?
Yeah, bro, you don't need
Like
one.
I don't need it. Like I got a perfectly fine wallet now. But just little things like that. Like I don't like I also I like guns, so I like to get accessories for my guns. I got my guns pretty much how I want them, except one of them, but I don't need to buy that stuff right now.
Yeah, that all that
And
stuff
just
can kind of wait. You can do that over
that
time.
can wait. You know, did I get a new gun when I first moved in with my grandparents again? Yeah, but I wanted it.
Still
Granted,
wearing it.
I carry it. This was because I've seen some things since I've been here in Nashville. There's seen guns pulled on other people
Yeah.
since I've lived here, and I'm like, this place is not safe, and the crime rate has just gone through the roof, and I just
Well, I
feel
mean,
better
it's
with
turned
it.
in such a touristy,
Yeah,
and everybody's moving there. Or at one point, everybody was moving there. I don't know, like 3, 4 years ago, probably because
people still are. Companies
yeah,
are
it
still
became
moving
mini
here.
Vegas, and I don't
Hmm.
know.
It's becoming more like LA with all the
Yeah,
homeless,
just
and
nasty.
it's yeah. You go downtown, it smells like poop. Um, it's just
Yeah, I've heard that.
it's a fun city. It's fun. It's a fun city, but you got to be careful with where you're at sometimes.
Yeah,
So, but other than that, other than buying that when I first moved in, just cutting back on buying stupid crap and just buying these small little things all the time and getting. I mean, when I first moved here, I had a package delivered at the door every day. I felt like I was getting a package every day. Now, I mean, I don't get packages at all.
yeah,
Rarely ever, unless I'd like need to get some. I buy like electrolytes on Amazon, stuff like that. But
yeah, dude. Speaking of
it's
supplements,
just
that's just they're crazy expensive, and I was literally yesterday calculating out my supplements. Look how many I
mhm.
take,
That's a lot.
and it's just because I value my fitness, and these
Yeah.
help me there, so I'm willing to do that. But I'm like, dude, this sucks because I spend a
Yeah.
lot on groceries too because I value, my health and fitness and that I need that stuff to live, obviously, and
Well,
perform. But
and there's things that I do spend money on for like my health and fitness that we'll get into eventually on this, but to me that's worth it.
yeah,
You know, if you want to spend money on a good protein powder, I mean creatine's only you don't need to spend more than $10 on creatine, but a good multivitamin, electrolytes, which electrolytes are expensive, but
super important though. One of the most important.
you feel so much better after you drink them. So
Yeah,
instead of just me buying all the like just toys, I guess, and stuff that I just wanted. It's me more spending money on like electrolytes and stuff like that that's gonna help me in the future, help me be a healthier person. And because I don't know about you, I mean, I've noticed that I've gotten older with my body. I mean, I'm dealing with an injury right now that I'm just getting over from my last Tough Mudder, and I'm like, I would have never gotten injured until
yeah,
this year. I would have never
yeah,
been dealing with this.
dude. I croak out of
So,
bed. I creak
yeah, I'll get
like an
up and
old
just be like,
man.
I'll bend down and stand up like, oh God. But so like stuff like that, I'll still spend money on. But it's really just cutting down on all the small things. That's the main thing I've really been like getting on myself for. is just you don't need to buy this little thing just because you want it. You don't
Yeah.
need to get this just because you want it. Like, you don't. You're going to want it for that, in that moment, but as soon as I get home, 2 hours later, I'm like, yeah, it's whatever. I don't have it.
Yeah,
It's
dude, the
fine.
way that I've been like, because I was kind of the same way. I would like overspend for sure on things that I don't need. I mean, I
Hmm.
still do sometimes. Like, I have so many pairs of running shoes. I just don't need those because
But
I
it's
really
nice.
just like one pair and
Yeah.
I could just have multiple of those. But one thing that I've started doing, and I talked about this on episode 31 too, that if I see something that I want, like an item, I'm like, okay, this item right here is $400. I could either buy this item and I'll have an outcome with it and I'll like it for a little bit of time,
Hmm.
or I could take that $400 and get ahead on my investment goals for the year. And I'll feel way better about that. And it'll be going
Yeah.
to something that's going to actually make me money over time. So that's the way I've been looking at everything that I buy. So if I don't necessarily need it for sure for the podcast or for fitness or whatever that may be, that's where my mind goes.
Yeah.
And I think
Uh,
that
that's
that's
a
helped.
yeah, that's a good strategy. I kind of do something like that. It just made me think of it. So every paycheck, after I get the paycheck, I will literally on my phone, I'll just have like all my credit card apps open to see what I owe,
Yeah, me too.
and then I'll have my checking account open, and and the calculator, and I'll start doing the math to see how
Yep.
much I'm gonna have left over because it's after I pay it, like I need to make sure I have money in there, just the time it takes for money to get sent over.
Yep.
So I'll sit down and do that. Put money on my credit cards, and then whatever's left over, I'll put in my savings, and I only keep 1,000 in my checking.
Yeah.
That's it, and
That's smart.
that's literally enough to cover my most of my pretty much, well, not pretty much. It is enough to cover my monthly payments on everything, with some
Yeah.
left over. So I do that, as I do just sit down every 2 weeks and just go over and how much I'm gonna have and do the math and do all that. And then I also have a checking account with Vanderbilt Credit Union. So 5% of my paycheck goes into that account. And I have a debit card through them, but I don't keep it in my wallet. I don't touch it. That 5% every 2 weeks, I transfer it because it goes into the savings in that credit union account, and I transfer
Yeah.
into the checking, and I put it into crypto every 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And so that's what I do. I know you do stocks. I do cryptos for my paycheck.
Yeah. So you just
Um,
allocate some money into your basically every paycheck.
yeah,
That's
and
smart. Yeah.
my paychecks can fluctuate depending on how much I work.
Hmm.
So that 5% sometimes is not a lot. Sometimes it's more than what I'm used to.
It all evens
So I
out though,
do,
probably.
yeah. So I do that, and then obviously, I mean, I have a retirement set up. Just 5% of my paycheck goes into that, and then my work, Vanderbilt, they match up to 5%, so like 10% goes into
Right.
that, which is
Yeah.
pretty
That's
cool
what I
actually.
do
When I get on the
too.
app and look at the chart going up, except when the market goes down, I see it go down, which is,
Yeah. It's always a sad thing to see.
but
That's
luckily with my job, I have some coworkers who are like older, and like my coworker, he actually set up my retirement, and he has a boatload of money. I mean, his whole life was just put into retirement and stocks and CDs and all this, and I mean, he has over $1 million, and he set up my 403b. And what's the average for a 401k? It's like 8% return,
yeah, 8 or 9, I think.
8 or 9. Yeah, like the way he set mine up, it does like 14.
Oh, dang.
So like 12 to 14. So I'm lucky to know people that are good on that aspect because I have no idea what he was doing. I had no clue what was going on. I just let him set it, and I don't look at it.
Yeah, you just
So
allocate some money in there.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I do the exact same thing with my stuff though. When I get paid, I only keep $600 in my checking account. Everything else gets
mhm.
allocated out. That basically just covers my rent. I have 4 high yield savings accounts that I use, and then I have my, yeah, I'll go through. I'll pay off my credit cards.
Hmm.
I'll write it down on one of my yellow pads. I'll put out where I'm starting at and then write it down, allocate everything out because the money gets pulled late, you know. There are so
Yeah.
many business days. See
Yeah.
where I'm at, and then I'll go down to 600, and whatever I have left over, I'll decide what to do with that money. Whether
Whether
it's
put it
add
into
more to the
savings or.
investments that month or add more into one of the high yield savings accounts. And I use those high yield savings accounts for many different things. One is for future down payments on property, hopefully.
Hmm.
One is for honeymoon and wedding with Ryan. One is a emergency fund, and then the other one's for a wedding ring. So,
Okay.
I mean, you can have unlimited of them. So
Yeah.
it's really, and you're getting, I mean, I think I get just over 4% return. So it's really
Yeah.
not too bad.
But yeah, I mean that's probably one of the best things that someone at our age could do is actually just sit down every paycheck and go
Yeah.
over everything. Because I never did that until this past year.
Yeah. I started
Never
doing
once did I
it.
sit down and just look at what I'm spending, how much I just paid off. I just like, all right, I gotta pay it, pay it. I never
Yeah.
actually looked.
And I started doing mine like when I got my first like sales job.
Hmm.
I started doing it because I started making more money, you know, and I was
Yeah.
like, at some points, I was like, where the hell is all my money going? So that's when I started doing it. And when you do that, you're going to start realizing, okay, my credit card bill was X amount high. You know, I cannot let it be this high again. So you're going to start being more
Hmm.
frugal with your spending. And that really helps just having that awareness.
Yeah. And that's one
But
thing I like about credit cards. It's easy to see where it went.
yeah,
I mean,
100%.
it's easy to see on checking accounts too, but there's something about a credit card where it's like, I actually don't have this money that I spent.
Yeah.
It's someone else's money I spent, and
It's basically a loan,
yeah, and yeah,
very high
so
interest
but
loan.
yeah, very. That's why you don't ever carry a balance. But
Exactly. Let's talk about credit cards though. Let's get
yeah,
into that a little bit. We'll talk about credit cards, crypto, and some other investments. What's in your wallet right now? What are you carrying?
right now I just have the Chase, Freedom Flex, and Freedom Unlimited. That's all I
Okay.
keep in my wallet right now. I also have like I mean I have the Apple Card. That was my first credit card I got. Don't really use it. It's not the best credit card. Um, I have the Built card, which is really good for if you're renting.
Yeah.
That card actually is the reason why I flew first class back home. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So I have that card. I just don't have it in my wallet because I don't pay rent right now.
Yeah.
So I don't really have a choice to use it. Because with that card, if you have to make 5 transactions a month to get the points for
Yep.
what you bought. So I'm like, well, I'm not paying for what this card's designed for, even though it is a really good like travel card. It's a really good dining like eating out card. I don't remember. There's something else that's really good at. I just can't remember. I have that one. It's not in my wallet. And then I also have a Amazon card. I just got that because needed some. I wanted the money off
Which one
from
do you
something I
have?
bought.
You have the one through Chase.
No, it's just through Amazon. I can't remember.
Oh,
I
the
literally
one.
only use it for. I literally only use it for Amazon. I
Bro,
don't even
you should have
carry
hit
it.
me up. You should have let me know. I just got the Chase Amazon Prime card because they had an elevated offer that once you got approved for, you got $200 back. So I
Oh,
got
that's not
that.
bad.
And now,
I mean,
now
I've
I,
had this card for like 2 years.
oh, okay. Yeah. So
Yeah,
never mind.
yeah,
But I mean, it's nice though, because you get 5% through when you make Amazon purchases. And then
yeah. I get
that's
three
all I
with
use it
mine.
for. You get what?
Yeah, like I think three or five.
Okay. Yeah. I
So
think most of them are five, but
yeah, I think it is. No, yeah, it is five because sometimes I get like that 7% if you do the certain
oh,
shipping. But
okay. And then you're going for
yeah,
the
really,
Sapphire Preferred.
yeah, I'm gonna get the set. That's $95 one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get that one next, probably within a month or two, because I have the other two. Just do the Chase trifecta, and because I really want to travel more this next year, and credit cards are the best thing for travel.
Yeah.
I know my dad's gonna listen to this and be like, I can't believe he's advocating for credit cards. He hates credit cards. But now I don't think everybody should have a credit card.
I agree.
Like, if you cannot handle spending and paying it off every month, do not get a credit card.
Yeah.
They will be the devil, and it'll set you back.
You will pay
But
for
if you
it.
big time, but if you can handle them and know you won't, and know you can pay them off every month, and know how to use them, they help a lot, especially for traveling.
Yeah.
Because I plan on going to, I really want to go to Germany this next year to visit my cousin who lives out there now. Go out there for a week, and if I get the Sapphire, that'll help a lot with those flights and
Yeah. You get 5% back in the Chase portal when you book through them, which you do. I mean, they do elevate some of it, so you can find cheaper
yeah,
deals online, but you do get that 5% back. And then you also get, I think, 3% back on just travel in general. So if you use it for a hotel or a flight, you're still getting a
yeah,
good amount back um, for that
yeah,
purchase. So it's a great
and
card. It's a great entry level travel card, and some of the higher tier ones just are way too expensive,
yeah,
especially right now.
that's
Some of
like
them just
the
got refreshed.
because didn't the the more expensive one, the Reserve, didn't that
Yeah,
one
it just
just
got
get
nerfed
that's
big
like
time.
did it?
Yeah, it was let's see, it was 500 and some $550 to hold.
Well, I just saw the price of the annual fee was like 795 or something like that.
Yeah, it's they're going the Amex route. It's 795 now, but it has
Yeah.
a ton of credits that you can use. But I'm going to say this, and again, we do not give a financial advice on here, but do not fall for that trap unless if you
Mm-mm.
absolutely know that you will use every single credit that
Hmm.
they offer. Yes, you can move that annual fee down, but if you don't use every single credit, you're just falling for a marketing scheme that is not going to benefit you. I
Yep.
will always say the Chase Sapphire Preferred as of right now, until they nerf that someday, is the best entry travel card and probably the best one on the market right now for the average user, in my opinion. I mean, that I
For it,
recommended it to you.
yeah. From the research, the little research I've done on it, it's been probably a year since I've looked into really credit cards a lot. Those two, I mean, the Chase cards are some of the best cards you can get.
Yeah, 100%.
And I know when I was getting the Freedom Flex and Freedom Unlimited, I was contemplating just getting the Amex Silver and Gold,
Oh, yeah.
but then I'm like that annual fee would have been like what's that like between both of them? It's like a thousand
Well,
dollars or it's a
yeah,
little over a
the
thousand.
gold one just went up from 250 to 325 last year, and the
Oh, I didn't know
Amex
it went up.
Platinum is like 7 or 695, I think. And they're about to increase that big time. They're about to do a complete refresh of that here soon because since Chase just did theirs, they're going to
Yeah,
start just bumping up the annual fees and adding more
yeah.
credits.
And like I get like people getting the Amex cards because it is kind of a flex to have them,
Yeah.
and they do look good. They are good looking cards.
Yeah.
They're metal. They sound nice, but and I honestly I really actually like the point the what your multipliers on the gold better than the Amex card or the better than the Chase cards.
Oh yeah,
I
it's way
do think
better.
it's on that aspect it is a better card, but I couldn't justify paying the 350 or
Yeah.
250 at the time a year just for all of that stuff.
I mean, it's 4x on groceries, 4x on dining.
Yeah.
So if you're doing that and the places that you shop take Amex, like, then you're
And that's
set.
the other problem with Amex is that it's not accepted everywhere.
Yeah, and especially overseas or out of the country,
Yeah.
it's really not accepted.
Oh,
So
I
anytime that
didn't
you
know that.
travel, yeah, anytime that you travel, take a Visa or a MasterCard with you, like take both those. And then if you have an Amex, you can take that. But most of the time it's not accepted out of country.
Hmm. I didn't. know that they were not good out of
Yeah,
country.
it's a very negative thing.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I know the silver is like a lot of people's like really good card.
The platinum, yeah. Everybody,
Or platinum, the platinum, yeah.
if you have a lot of money and you travel a ton, I mean, okay, I'll just give you my goal. My goal is to build my own business, to be, you know, live the life that I want to live. And if
Hmm.
that is true, if that happens for me, then I would go into the American Express ecosystem. I'd be in American Express and Chase. I'd have both because I think that
Yeah.
they're both valuable when it comes to their points. Like you said earlier, the Chase
Hmm.
Ultimate Reward points are so valuable because you can get, instead of a 1-to-1 ratio for points. So like if I have 10,000 points, that gives me $100, right? But
Yeah.
usually in the Chase portal, or if you transfer out to transfer partners, you can get a 2-to-1 ratio, or a 3-to-1 ratio, or even a 4-to-1 ratio on your points. So that 10,000 points is really $400. And you're
Hmm.
looking at some insane value there when it comes to flights and travel.
Yeah. And that's a lot of what people. Well, that's one thing that I learned looking into credit cards was, I'm like, how do people have like all these different types of credit cards, through Amex, Chase, Capital One, and they're like, oh, just use these points for travel. I didn't know you could transfer them into like Hyatt points or
Transfer
Hilton
partners of that
Rewards,
specific
which
bank. Yeah.
yeah, and because sometimes there is overlap for some of them. Some of them have like the same transfer partners, and you just put all those points into that one spot,
Yep.
and that's when I was like, oh, that's how these
Yeah.
people use these things, and I didn't
Because I
know
think
that.
Amex and Chase are both Hyatt partners. So,
Yeah.
for example, I have the Amex Blue Business Plus 0 annual fee card. I use it for all my podcast and content expenses, and I get points through that. And then I use the Chase Trifecta for all of my casual and daily spending. And then if I
Hmm.
wanted to, I could transfer those points into the Hyatt portal because I'm a Hyatt member, or a World of Hyatt member, and then I can use that to book my hotels and everything. And usually
Yeah.
you can get a way better ratio, like that 3-to-1 that I was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's something that I think a lot of people don't know about credit cards.
Yeah.
I really don't think people know. Majority of people I've talked to, they're like, oh, that's how. Whenever the little bit I've talked to people about it, they're like, oh, I thought you just used the points on like their app. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you
And get
can.
that 1-to-1 ratio back.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So let's also, I want to mention too that there's different kinds of credit cards. There's travel cards and there's cashback cards.
Yeah.
There's some banks that only offer cashback cards, like Discover. Theirs is
Yeah.
only a cashback card. You cannot use what you get back for travel. Now,
Hmm.
the benefit with Chase and as well as American Express is, like, the Chase Freedom Flex is a cashback card. That's really what it's for,
Designed for.
designed for. But when you use it with Chase, you can use those points for either cashback or travel. You just have to
Hmm.
transfer those points from that card to a Chase travel card. So
Yeah.
when
Into
Creighton,
the
for
Chase
example,
travel portal,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. So like when you go to book travel in the Chase travel portal, you have to choose which card you want to use for points. But in order to book travel, you have to use one of the travel cards. So, for example, Creighton has the Freedom Flex. He has so many amounts of points on that. When he gets the preferred, he will have to transfer all those points into the preferred card and then book the travel. That way he
Yeah.
can use, it's just very versatile and it's so valuable. And I think that I'm going off on a tangent here, but I
You're
love how
good.
you
Keep
said that
going.
you don't think that a lot of people understand it, because to me, I think a lot of people think credit cards are just a way to have a loan, just a way
Yeah.
to pay for something expensive and then pay it back slowly
Yeah.
instead of, getting a traditional loan from a bank.
Hmm.
And that's what I had thought when I grew up
That's what I was
as
told my whole
well.
life.
Exactly. And
Because
that's what
I mean, my dad hates it.
yeah. And
Because,
my
but
parents didn't like it either.
were they in? massive credit card debt growing up?
Yeah, I mean, and I love my parents and they've taught me so
Yeah, no, me
much.
too.
And when they listen to this, shout out mom, shout out dad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, same here.
there were some bad spending habits that I look back now and I realize that, and I'm
hmm
so grateful that I saw that at a younger age, to where it's it's given me this sense of wanting to figure out finance for my own, and I think it's benefited me so much in my life.
Yeah.
So there were some things that I saw that I definitely don't want to make those same mistakes in my life
Yeah.
as I grow up.
Yeah. And that's one thing about credit cards because last time I was home, it's either one of the last times I was home, I was talking to my parents about paying off my card and or paying off my car, and credit cards got mentioned, and it was like 1 in the morning. My dad's been drinking, so he gets emotional when he's drinking.
Yeah, so do
He's probably
you.
not
It's
gonna like it.
okay.
Yeah, no, I'm liking my dad in that aspect. Um, he literally was just sitting on the couch, and he's like just going on this rant about how credit cards are bad, and just he's like almost in tears about it because he's thinking that I'm in all this credit card debt. I'm like, Dad, I pay it off every month. I don't
Yeah,
overspend. He's
it's
like,
the most
well, then why
important
are you
part.
using it? And he's like, well, then why are you using your credit card if you can pay for it with your debit card? Why are you using your credit card? I'm like, for the points,
Yeah,
for this. I'm like, I'm not overspending. I'm like, I have the money to buy what I'm buying with it. It's just I don't use my debit card. My cards have been hacked too many times for
exactly.
me to use my debit card. I've lost
Safety.
$500 one time. They spent like 800, and I lost 500 of that 800 because I used it was my checking account. Couldn't get
Yeah,
it back. Versus my credit cards have been hacked. 300 was spent. I'm like, hey, it wasn't me. They're like, okay, and just took it off. Closed down my card, sent a new one. That's one thing I really like about credit cards is that you don't have to worry about fraudulent charges. Because
exactly.
my identity's been stolen within this past year. I mean, I don't know how this happened, but someone opened up a Chase. Someone opened not a Chase. Someone opened up a Capital One credit card using my name, Social Security, email, and my address. I get an email about it. I'm like, what the? I don't. I'm not even big into Capital One credit cards. Like,
Yeah.
I know for a fact I didn't get that. I have the card in my room.
What card was it? I'm curious.
It's a good one. This is like
Is it the
Venture,
Venture
some
X?
Venture X, yeah.
That is a great card. I really
It was a
want that
great
card.
card. I mean, I have it. I'm like, I just use it as a souvenir because I reported it. I just got an email literally like last week saying it was a fraudulent, so they're gonna take it off my credit
Oh,
history,
that's
which
good.
is gonna help a lot because when that happened, my credit score went down, and I was like,
Yeah.
motherfucker. But I mean, a lot of people with credit cards just I th- Dave Ramsey. I'm not a big fan of Dave Ramsey.
I'm not
I'm a
either.
fan of
We could
some.
talk about him if you want.
I like some of the things he's saying, like have a safety net, savings and all
Emergency
that,
fund.
but emergency fund.
Yeah.
But him being so against credit cards and all that, I'm like, dude, calm down. Um, but one thing he does say is that I do agree with him with is that he said 70% of people should not own a credit card,
Yeah.
and that he's right on that because most people, majority of people, cannot handle having money that's not theirs to spend, having a $10,000 limit
Yeah.
on a credit card, and they'll go and rack up that bill, and then the month comes, they're like, oh crap, I'm just gonna pay
Yeah.
the minimum, which is what $200 or whatever,
Having that
50
easy
bucks.
access to
Yeah,
almost, way more money than you've probably ever seen.
yeah, and so I agree with that. Most people should not get them.
Yeah.
Like, don't get them. Um, but if you can handle it, paying it off every month and just realizing, hey, this is not free money. This is just like a tool to get better things,
100%.
better travel opportunities, then yeah, go for it. But just make sure you know that you are going to pay it off every month. That's the biggest thing. There's only ever
Yeah.
been like 1 month where I couldn't pay it off in a month.
Yeah. And I bet you learned your lesson there.
Oh, big time, because I saw that interest. I said, what?
Yeah.
I did
And
not like that.
yeah, I agree with you, man, because it can just get really out of hand really, really fast if you're not aware about that.
hmm
And dude, what I tell people is if you can manage it properly, if you can manage it responsibly, why not get a little bit back? Yes, it's not an insane amount of money that you get back, but why
No.
not? Like what I'm doing right now is I'm saving up all of my points, all my chase points for Ryan and I's honeymoon to Italy, where I'm
Yeah.
probably going to be able to get us first class flights for free, booking with points, or,
Hmm.
you know, we want to go for 2 weeks. We want to be there
Yeah.
for a while. And maybe I'll get a week at the hotel for free. How nice would that be? Like, you use them not for the short term, but use it for long term trips. Like if you take a
Yeah.
vacation every 2 years with your family, for those 2 years, use your credit card responsibly, save up points, get a better room at your hotel, get a suite or get a first class flight. Go do that for once in your life. Like, why not? If you can be
Yeah. And
responsible with it, you might as well.
and some of those cards get you access to the like lounges at airports.
Yeah.
Gets you certain status
At
at certain
hotels or
hotels
flights
to
too.
get, yeah, and flights and all that. So it helps a lot with all that. But yeah, it's like you said, people just think it's a way to spend money that they don't, to buy things that they can't afford right now.
Yeah.
When if that's your mindset, don't get them because you're
Yeah.
just going to be hurting for 30 years after that.
Just put your normal
Um,
expenses on the card and
yeah,
try to have like a game plan of because there's
yeah,
some cards where you can get 5% back at groceries compared to 1%. So
hmm,
obviously you want the five. So just learn a little bit about it. It'll take you 1 hour on the weekend to learn a little bit. And for someone
yeah,
that doesn't really care about it, that's all you need to get a good baseline.
yeah.
It's
There's
actually
the
simple.
YouTube videos. There's an hour-long YouTube video probably that just tells you the basics. Actually, there
Yeah.
is one. I've watched it.
Yeah. Me
So
too, probably.
like, yeah.
But
So well, I have a question about credit cards for you. What's your next card that you plan on getting?
um
If you haven't, if you have thought of that.
I do. I have a, credit card spreadsheet that I use.
Hmm.
I'm a little bit over the top. So it tracks all of my credit cards that I have, all the sign up bonuses that I've gotten, cards that are on my radar that I'd like in the future. And then it also tracks my Chase 524 rule. I've talked about the 524 rule on multiple finance
Yeah.
podcasts, but basically you cannot get if you've gotten 5 cards in the past 24 months, so 2 years, you cannot get another Chase card unless if it's a business card. Business cards do not count for the 524 rule. That's why they can be so powerful because you can get a lot of business cards in that time frame.
Hmm.
Um, so it tracks that because I always want to make sure that I am aware of what I'm at. Now, the card that I have on my radar is another business card. It is the Chase Inc. Business Cash or the Unlimited. The reason that I want to get that is because of the sign up bonuses are insane. It's like 90,000 points after you spend 6,000 in 3 months or something like that, I believe. I'd have to go back and double check that. But
Yeah.
that's $900 back in points. So yeah, that's right, right? Yeah,
I believe
900
so.
bucks
Yeah,
because a hundred
90.
thousand's a
Yeah,
thousand.
90. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
So
10,000 is it? 100.
10,000's a hundred, so 90,000 would be 900.
900. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
sure that sometimes trips me up. I have to do the math.
Yeah. No, yeah. Me too.
But yeah, so and why do I want that sign up bonus so bad? I want that sign up bonus because I'm saving up for a honeymoon that's going to be likely very expensive when it comes to points.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what's next on my radar. And then I also have the Chase World of Hyatt card on there. I
You've been
love that
talking about that
card.
one for a while.
Yeah, it's not anything spectacular, but I work at a Hyatt hotel and I've really
Yeah.
come to like the Hyatt as a brand. So, more than likely in future trips, we'll be looking at staying at Hyatt's. I'm already a World of Hyatt member. So, I'd like to just have that card in my wallet right now.
Yeah.
But I am at 7 cards, I believe, right now.
It's not
So,
bad.
I'm definitely just trying to watch that as well. But
Yeah. Yeah. I start having a whole folder full of cards.
oh, I have a big wallet that holds like 20 cards that I keep in my
Oh,
safe.
you have one of those.
Yeah, I just
I've seen that.
put the ones in there, like my Apple cards in there, my Amazon cards in there. Um, I think I have another one in there too. My
Mm.
Discover one that I'd never use. So
Oh, okay, yeah. And that what you mentioned with the hotel card. Like for me, I won't get a hotel card because I don't travel a lot. And when I
yeah,
do travel, I'll just get a travel like the Chase travel card and use that to book.
sure.
So I think when people are trying to decide what cards to get, they got to look at their own habits and their own lifestyle and their own needs and all that.
Yep.
Because for me, I don't care what hotel I stay at. I'll stay at when I travel. My goal is to not be in the hotel, so I'll just stay at some cheap hotel, a nice cheap hotel. You know, I don't want
That's
to be in
fair.
like I don't want to get murdered or anything, but
I will say this though, if think about it this way too. So I have the Chase trifecta over here with a
Mhm.
ton of points, and if I want to transfer that to a Hyatt, I can. And then if I have the Hyatt card where I'm getting points on that, you can combine those as well. So like hotel cards can be extremely powerful when it comes to travel because you're paying a lower fee usually. If you're loyal to a brand, like you said that you don't
yeah,
really care about where you stay, so
yeah.
you're not going to be loyal to a brand.
Mm-mm.
Um, if I ever had to say to get one, I would probably tell you to get a Marriott because they have the most hotels,
Yeah.
out of all the big hotel companies. But you're able to combine those and it can be extremely powerful because they're lower fees than the premium travel cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve or the Amex Platinum. So you're being able to get that and then still get status at those hotels as well.
Mm.
So you can get like club access or you can get free room upgrades or free night stays throughout the year, which can be really cool to have too.
Yeah. And that works for some people. Just for me, I wouldn't change whether I stay at one place or the other.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just gonna go for the cheapest place,
that's
cheapest
fair.
nice place in the right area. I want it. I got one more card. I want to ask you about a card.
Yeah, go for it.
Have you heard of the Gemini card? I literally just heard about this 3 days ago.
I have not.
It's like it's like a cashback card, but with crypto.
Uh,
It's
the Gemini
it's the
Bitcoin credit card.
Yep.
Earn crypto rewards with Gemini. I may have seen this like on an ad one time.
Yeah, I literally just found out about it a few days ago, so I've been looking into that one because
So
you get $200 in back in crypto. Bitcoin's the standard that they have. After spending, I think it's 5 grand in 3 months, and honestly, you get 4 or 5x. I can't remember what the top is,
it's four
and
percent back in
for
Bitcoin.
yeah, 4% back for gas stations, which is the biggest because I don't none of my cards are good at gas. I just
Yeah,
get like so I've been thinking about getting that one because also you can change it from Bitcoin into XRP, which at 4% would be way better on a coin like XRP than Bitcoin because of the price.
right.
So I've been
Yeah,
looking
and
at it.
it's
I
no
just
annual
found
fee.
that one out. Yeah, so it makes it really like if I get it and end up not wanting it, I'll just throw it in the drawer.
Yeah, you can get 10% back in Bitcoin at golf courses in the summer. Available until September 30th of 2025.
Really, I golf a lot, so that should.
Up to 250 on spend per month. Yeah, you get 4%
That's not
back on
right.
gas, EV charging, transit taxis, and rideshare, 3% back on dining, 2% back on groceries, 1% back on everything else. That's actually not too bad.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking about getting that one after the case preferred.
Dude, this is kind of a cool card. Yeah, you can swap it into, yeah, you can put in Shiba,
Mhm.
Dogecoin,
I
XRP, Solana.
Yeah.
You can put in Ethereum too. I know you're not big on Ethereum, but
I just don't know much about it, but also yeah, I'm not big on it.
right. Let's talk a little bit about crypto then. Let's get into
Yeah.
that a little bit. I'm going to start off by saying if anyone wants to learn more about crypto, read this book right here. It's by Rick Edelman. It's called The Truth About Crypto. He literally talks about what crypto is, how it works, and how you can invest in it properly and safely. And he also discusses the pros and cons of crypto too that you should be aware of. I've found that out of all the finance books and crypto papers that I've read, this book helps me understand it the most. Every time that I think about investing in crypto, I'll go back to a specific chapter in this book and look at that. But we're going to let Creighton today talk a little bit talk a little bit about why he loves crypto so much, the benefits of it, and I want to kind of know how you or why you got into it in the first place.
Yeah, so I remember when I was like 10 or 11, I was big on watching these YouTube tech videos and all that. And I remember seeing Bitcoin when it first came out. It was like $200 at the time. I remember going to my dad and be like, "Dad, let's buy some of this. It's the future." And he's like, "Dude, that stuff." He's like, "You can't. That's like a lawsuit came out about out at like at that same time." It's like, "Dude, no, it's gonna go down." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And I was 10. I was listening to my dad. Of course, I was gonna listen to him.
Right.
And back then, it was just sketchy to buy crypto. Like the exchanges, it was just brand new, so it was just like, I don't want to put this information on this weird site, you know. So that was
Yeah.
like my first time being exposed to it. Was really when it first came out, and then I just kind of forgot about it. And then I think it was 2017 was when the last time cryptos just skyrocketed. And that's when my dad started looking at it because my dad really is the one that got me into crypto like this. He's
Okay.
big into crypto, certain cryptos, not all of them, but um, so in 2017 we started looking into it, and he wanted to buy XRP at that time, but it wasn't on Coinbase. It was you had to go through some weird
Yeah, they were in a
thing.
lawsuit
I don't
for a
know.
while because of why were they in that lawsuit again?
The SEC sued Ripple.
Which is the creator of
Um,
XRP, the coin. Right.
I'll get into that.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. It's a common misconception with XRP and Ripple. People put them together all the time, which they pretty much are. But I'll tell you the differences pretty much. But it is 2017. It was new still, so not he had the big ones. Litecoin was really big back then. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin was big back then. That's when Dogecoin took off.
Yeah.
Actually, Dogecoin took off in 2019. That's
It
when
was a little
people
bit
made.
after because I remember
Yeah,
Dogecoin taking off and I didn't get into it until probably like 2019. I started
yeah.
learning
So it was
about it.
like 2019 is when that one took off. But 2017 was a big bull run, so everything just went. That's when my dad started looking into it, and then it was 2020 because I remember I was home because of COVID, and my brother goes and tells my dad, he's like, "Dad, XRP is on Coinbase. You can buy it on there now." He's like, "All right." Him and my dad just put in, I don't know how much money into XRP at that time when it was at like 15, 20 cents. And I put in, I was still a college student, so I didn't have much money, but I put in, I don't know, like $400 in it. And then throughout the years, it's just my dad's just always listening to podcasts and videos and reading. He will literally read like the fine print
Yeah.
of things. Like he's that type of guy. He's just, and so that's how I learned about it. That's how I got into it. And then just slowly it just turned into me watching YouTube videos on it myself and reading articles about it. Twitter's really great, or X is really great for crypto, learning about crypto. And it turned into, my dad get my grandpa into it, getting his friend, our family friend, the Putziers into it. They're big into it now. So yeah, it's pretty much me, my dad, my brother, my grandpa. I'm trying to get my uncle who I live right next to. He won't get into it. He's part of that old money. Love you, Uncle Scott, but gonna be missing out. He's, so many people are stuck in this old money, like just stocks and working and putting in your retirement account and all that, which it works. It's a proven strategy. It's worked,
Yeah.
and it will probably still work. But if you look at crypto, what's going on now, and you look at like the early, or not early, late 90, late 90s, so like 98, 99, and early 2000s with the dot-com bubble, So many people became millionaires because of this new technology that got mass adoption. There's a
Yeah.
lot of winners and there was a lot of losers. A lot of people lost a lot of money. And the same thing is happening with crypto right now. You and I are too young to know what happened in that Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, the internet bubble. But we can look back on it. We can talk to people that experienced it, and they're all saying, dude, it's the same thing that's happening right now. It's just instead of being the internet, it's going to payments.
Yeah.
So really for crypto, I think within the next five, I say 5 years. To be conservative, I'll say 15 to 20 years.
It's fair.
If you
I
get
agree
into the
with that.
right crypto, you'll be able to retire. Like, and it's all about getting into the right one because whether you want to admit it or not, the money system that we have now is so old. There's a reason why every country is looking into crypto. They're having these crypto conventions at the UN, and the World Economic Forum is talking about it. All these worldwide organizations are talking about it, and there's a shift in the payment and in money, in the worldwide payments and worldwide money, that it's not going to be on like normal news. You have to dig to find this stuff. And
Yeah, this is stuff that all happens behind the scenes
it
that they
happens behind
don't
the scenes.
necessarily want you to know about.
They don't want you to know because if you know, normal people like us could become multimillionaires.
Yeah.
And it's all about getting the right coin, the right crypto. Now, if it depends on the community you ask, if you ask this one person who's all about the Bitcoin community, he's like, all the other coins suck. Get into Bitcoin. If you ask me, I think there's going to be multiple winners. I think there's going to be one crypto that wins the most, but I think there's going to be multiple that win. So when I look at crypto, I look at more of like the utility coins. So like XRP is the big one, and I'll go into XRP and why I think that one is the one that's going to change everything. So I do XRP. Here, I'll just all the ones I'm invested in.
Yeah, and
Loads.
I'll give a little background on XRP. XRP, the reason XRP is really popular is because it has a possibility of becoming the actual next payment system through crypto, correct?
Yeah,
Like the
pretty much.
payment processing system of the world. And the thing about crypto is when we ship money or send money to someone else or overseas, for example, when the government does that, it takes, when we wire money, it takes a certain amount of time. With crypto, it
And
happens
fees.
instantly.
Certain
Instantly.
cryptos.
Certain cryptos, yes. Certain technologies and cryptos. But say I wanted to send something to someone in China, it could happen instantly like that within 5 minutes, probably less than
with
that.
with no fees.
Yeah, no fees.
With and that's why like I'll that's why I say get into utility coins that have real utility, real use case for it. Like XRP, I have that. That's like my big cash
When
cow.
you say when you say utility, do you mean like it has value to the world? Is
Yeah,
that
it
what you
has
mean? Okay,
value. It has like what you're saying with payment, cross-border payments.
sure.
Like right now we use the Swift system, which I don't understand the best, but I'm gonna try to do it the best I can. Let's say America, or not America. Let's just say because America, we have the U.S. dollar is the world reserve currency.
Yeah,
If you look, I know our economy's doing better, or whatever, all that stuff's doing better recently. Our dollar is still going to shit.
yeah.
It's still
It's
just going down the
deteriorating.
pain. It's it's on the way out. Say Ireland wants to send money to Japan. Through the system they have now, they have to take their money, put it into fiat currency, so like probably through the American dollar, and then it goes into Japan.
Right.
And that's just a slow process, and these banks have to pay and these countries have to pay. I mean, there's I just saw something like I think $5 trillion a day goes through Swift a day.
Jeez, it's crazy.
So if you want to send $100,000 from one country to another, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars, just in fees, and it's going to
Yeah.
take 3 days. So the system is just old. So when I say uh, utility coins like XRP, it's been proven and shown that if one country wants to send X amount of dollars to another country, instead of it doing their currency to fiat currency, the US dollar, to this currency with all these fees, it's literally just straight there in like 3 seconds with pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
And that's why I say to get into those. Right now I'm into XRP, XLM, VeChain, which I don't know much about VeChain, H bar, Hedera H bar, and Cardano.
And
I don't
XLRM
get in
is XRM, LRM.
XLM,
XLM.
XLM.
Okay, that's like the little brother to XRP, basically, right?
XRP is like gold, and XLM is like silver. Is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Like XRP is made for big institutions to send money to country, big institution to big institution across the country. XLM is more for like, think of like Venmo, sending money through Venmo, just person to person,
Sure.
company to like small company to small company. That's what those are kind of designed for. Even though XRP would work for the smaller stuff too. Because I mean, even if you look at like, if I send you $20 on Venmo and you decide to not do the instant transfer, it takes
Right.
3 days.
1 to 3 days.
For
Or
20, yeah,
I think it's like
however
3 to 4 days. Yeah, sorry.
yeah, it takes way too long. It's like, dude, this should be instant. So if you do your research on what coins are utility coins, that's a good bet that you're going to come out on top in these next 5 to 20 years.
Right. What about like
And
AI? Is there like AI specific coins at all?
a, I'm sure there is. I'm not sure about it, but AI uses like the blockchain, that type of technology,
Okay.
at least from what
Gotcha.
I've heard. I don't know a lot about AI and how it connects to crypto, but there is a connection. I just don't know I can't talk about it just because I don't know anything about it.
Sure. That's fair. I just didn't
Um,
know because I know that that's something big in stocks right now. A lot of people are drifting towards AI based
AI
stocks.
stocks, yeah, I mean that's smart. It's
Yeah,
not a
it's
bad idea to do
technology
that.
that's gonna be around no matter what people want it to be or not.
Want it? Yeah,
Same with
yeah.
crypto, dude.
I know you're a Bitcoin and Ethereum guy. I know you like those. At
Yeah, and
least
I
last
like
time I talked to
XRP.
you.
I like XRP too. I mean, I could be completely wrong when I say this, so correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
The way that I see XRP is something that can bring value to the world. And I see that as like a general stock, for example. Let's use Apple for example. Apple as the stock. What kind of value does it bring? It brings people connecting people. I'm on a MacBook Pro right now. I'm able to do this by using Apple, right? So it's kind of utility, kind of not. So
Hmm.
that's how I see XRP as a singular stock. Now, Bitcoin and Ethereum, I see that as like a ETF with lots of fluctuation, but also you're almost guaranteed a certain percentage return. Now, Bitcoin has drifted down, up, down, up, down, up.
That's cryptos.
Yeah, for ever since it was born, but I do believe eventually that will flatten out. Now, the
Hmm.
only difference is that Bitcoin and crypto in specific, I don't know if this is true for all of them, but they have a certain cap that they can get to, correct? Because you can only mine so much Bitcoin. And I don't know a lot about it, but there's like a
When
cap.
it comes to stuff like that, like there's a market cap that plays a
Yeah,
factor in the price. That's where like I need to really research and stuff like that, and with just the blockchain. That's just
right.
I don't know much about that, but you could be right with that aspect. With Bitcoin, there are Bitcoin ETFs where you can put it in your retirement and money can go to the Bitcoin ETF,
Right.
which drove as soon as the Bitcoin got an ETF, it drove the price up just because way more money flow was going into it.
Yeah.
The problem I have with Bitcoin and why a lot like okay, I'm a part of the XRP community. The XRP community and the Bitcoin community hate each other. First, what like they cannot coexist at all. I literally watched a like an hour long video of this one Bitcoin guy or one XRP guy, and if you want to learn more about XRP and all the stuff that's happening, his name's Nickel, like Nickel but with an M
Yeah.
on YouTube. So he's really good. But it was like him versus all and a few other guys that were on the XRP side versus all these other guys who are Bitcoin guys, just because Bitcoin has outpaced everything when it comes to putting your money into it. The problem with Bitcoin is when you look at the future of money and the way it's going digital, the way it's going to the blockchain, where it's going to crypto, Bitcoin is not good at being a currency, and it's not good at being a bridge currency.
Right. It wasn't made for that.
It
Really.
wasn't made for that.
Yeah.
But people want it to be that. It
Yeah.
can't be something it's not.
Yeah.
Bitcoin to me, like if you put money into it, yeah, you're gonna make money in the long term. Right now, you just are. I mean, it went from. I remember when it was at first hit $10,000, and now it's at 114,000.
Yeah.
So Bitcoin, and like if you want to send one Bitcoin to Japan, it's gonna take a lot of money in fees. It takes so much energy. It takes so much energy and power. And it's just slow. It's very slow. Just because it's the first, I mean, it's the first crypto. It's not gonna be the best.
Yeah.
The reason
Now,
why I'm
wait,
into XR, go
do
ahead.
you, sorry, but do you believe that if XRP becomes a a currency system that it'll make it easier to transfer Bitcoin from each other, or is that even possible?
No, no, because they work on two different systems.
Okay, so they wouldn't even be a part of the same system. So someone
No,
would have to come
that's
along on the Bitcoin network and create their own XRP basically to compete with each other.
you have to make a new Bitcoin or make a new currency,
Yeah.
essentially. Yeah. Um, but with XRP, when XRP was created, it was the second token ever after Bitcoin, and it when they created it, it was made to do the things that Bitcoin wasn't good at, which was transferring money, being cheaper, not using as much energy, and it does everything Bitcoin can do but better,
Yeah.
essentially. Because nobody knows who made Bitcoin. You know, Satoshi Nakamoto. Nobody knows who that is. I think it was a group of people, if not CIA or NSA. Wouldn't surprise me if it was the government. Get my tinfoil hat on for that part. The difference between XRP and Ripple. XRP was created before Ripple was a company. Ripple is a tech company that pretty much goes to U.S. Bank of America, U.S. Bank or Chase, whatever, and goes on and says, "Hey, you guys want to start using crypto, but the system, like, it's just so complicated. We already have a system for that. We'll come in. You guys use our system, and Ripple uses XRP. Use our system. Use XRP for your transfers and for your system. That's what they are. So they are. That's why they get so XRP and Ripple get so like this because Ripple has 85, I think 85 billion or something like that XRP tokens just in escrow. So they could just sell that. So let's say they work with a company. They're like, okay, we need X amount of XRP then. They'll sell that XRP to this company at a discounted price
Oh,
from their escrow. So that those tokens don't even affect the price when they sell it because it's just going into circulate. I don't know how that works, but so that's the difference is that Ripple is a company, a tech company that tech payment company, and they use XRP and the XRP ledger system
okay.
for their payments, and they just
Okay.
go in to help with stuff like that. Now, the people that created XRP, like David Schwartz was one of them. He's the CTO of Ripple. The people that created XRP now work for Ripple
Okay.
and are part of their board and all that. And if you look at Ripple and the people on their board, it, this will sound a little tinfoil hatish, but it makes sense. If you look at, I actually just looked at a dollar today. If you look at any dollar that was printed between 2009 and 2013, there's always two names: there's Secretary of Treasury and the Treasurer. Two names on the dollar. The Treasurer of 2009 to 2013 works for Ripple now, is on their board. So the person
Okay.
that their names on so many dollar bills and $5 bills and all that works for Ripple. JP Morgan said that if Ripple beats this lawsuit that they just beat, that they're poised for mass adoption because of all the institutions they're working with. And JP Morgan for the longest time hated crypto. But it's, I was just talking to my dad about this yesterday. He's like, I swear these people were planted. So many old Ripple employees went and started working for BlackRock, who run the world.
Yep.
Went and worked for Vanguard, went and worked for JP Morgan, Bank of America, all these big banks around the world. The Fed, they got people working for the Federal Reserve now.
Yep.
So if you have these people who work so closely with this company now working in this other company, and all of a sudden the CEO of JP Morgan, after this one person started working for him, is like, oh, actually cryptos aren't that bad. There's stuff happening behind the scenes that nobody knows about. You have to kind of read between the lines. I mean, Ripple was working with Bank of America back in 2017, large banks in Japan, and the Qatar National Bank, and other banks in 30 different countries. It's probably more by now.
Yeah.
If you Google banks Ripple's working with, you get close 500 to 600 banks that they're working with, and Ripple's all about XRP.
Right.
Recently, the White House had a crypto week, and Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, was there for all of it. I mean, he spoke in front of the Congress about why crypto is the future, and so Ripple's getting buddy buddy with the U.S. government and other governments, and whether people want to like that or not, that's the banks win. The banks always win.
Yeah.
No
The
matter what
banks run the
happens,
world.
the banks run the world and they
Yeah.
win. That's why, like with the Bitcoin community, for so long when it first came out, they're like, we don't want to work with the bank in it. And that's why they hated XRP for the longest time, and they still do, because XRP is like, no, we'll work with the banks and we'll work with the governments. And
Yeah.
Bitcoin people are like, oh, we don't want to do that. We want to be decentralized and away from them. Who's going to win?
Yeah.
Not you guys. It's going to be the banks. It's going to be the governments. So, being a normal person looking on the outside, I want to put money into stuff that is willing to work with the banks, is willing to work with the governments.
Yeah.
Because if they're willing to work with them, chances are they're going to use them.
So you don't have an
Not,
issue with that though, because
there's no way around it.
yeah.
Whether I had an issue with it or not, there's no way around it.
Yeah. And I
It's just
guess
up to me to set myself up for when that does happen, when the financial system does change, to be on the right side of it and not be
right.
like, dude, I knew all this and I didn't do anything.
Right. And yeah, and I think that's really smart being on the side that's going to win, because you're right. They will win. The banks always win, and
They
they'll do
always
what
win.
they want to do. And they're trying to make this a national thing, not just America thing. It's a
No,
national
it's
thing,
a
right?
it's a
And
world government thing, for lack of better
basically,
terms. It's a world thing.
but on the other hand, it is one thing that I like about Bitcoin, because I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to say this: nobody owns anything. If you have a paid off
Yep,
house,
you're
you
still
do
paying
not own
taxes
it.
on it.
The government can come and take your house from you. I don't care what you say, what you do, they can do it. They can take your car
Hmm.
from you. They can take all of your items from you. They can do this. Now,
Yep.
the great thing about Bitcoin is that is yours, because the government has no play in it, because it was created by a third party. That is what I do like. Now, does that mean that it's going to win, like what Creighton said? No, because the banks have the money, they have the resources to make everything possible. Now, the good thing though is even if XRP becomes this big payment system and we use it for our day-to-day lives, it'll still be Bitcoin and XRP will never cross over. So it's still there. You still get the best of both worlds, basically.
Yeah. And you could always, like, you'll make money on XRP or
Yeah.
Bitcoin. You will. Like, you can't, countries cannot use it, and institutions cannot use it cannot bring it to mass adoption. Like,
Yeah. It's
XRP
like the
can.
future of it's very murky. Like what
Yeah.
can be done
It's,
with it.
I actually look at Bitcoin like gold. Let's say this is a brick of gold, and I bought it for however much gold is going for. I take this and try to pay my car bill for it. Be like, here you go. They'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Can't take that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, but it's like worth $4,000. Like, they're like, okay, get it in money, and then you can do it. Bitcoin's kind of the same thing, where you can put your money into it, and yeah, you may have, let's say you have one Bitcoin, have $115,000. Can't buy anything with it. You got to take it out. Versus XRP and these other ones, I think eventually you won't even have to take it out.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
It'd just be the way that
'Cause-
we pay for things. Or
Yeah.
the system that we use, I guess.
Because the Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, was on a panel, and he said, like, why do we have to wait 2 weeks to get paid? Why can't you get paid by the minute, by the hour, by the second? He's like, with our system and XRP, that can be a reality. That would be pretty awesome.
It would be cool.
And Bitcoin was actually El Salvador, when they got that new president, who people either hate or love. They tried to use Bitcoin as their currency.
Oh yeah, I think I
Failed.
heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, failed miserably because
Yeah.
it's too slow. It takes way too much power to mine it. It's horrible. I mean, if you're an environmental freak, it's horrible for the environment.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work for that. And also, what's happening that not a lot of people know about. Have you heard of ISO 2022? 20022?
No.
So essentially, I got some notes on here. It's a universal language for, that's what I wrote down. It's a universal language for financial institutes to make financial messaging clearer and faster. So essentially, the SWIFT network, but it's transferring over to this ISO 20022. And it uses some cryptocurrencies, but you have to be the ISO 20022 compatible, which is XRP, XLM, HBAR, Algorand. I believe Cardano just became compatible with it. And they're already been rolling it out with it since 2019. I think they started. But by the end of this year, so end of 2025, banks have to use that system. And this is stuff nobody's going to hear about because they don't want you to know about.
Yeah.
Now, just because XRP and XLM, HBAR, Cardano, all these coins are compatible with it doesn't mean they're going to use it. But it's a
Right.
good indication.
Right. It's a stepping stone to what could be possible.
Yeah. And also, this happened, I think, within this past week. Ripple, they just submitted for their banking license. I don't know what that means. I don't know what could come of that. I did see some things out, these big banks trying to block it from happening because they're scared of them getting their own banking license.
So what, you think they might be starting their own bank?
I don't know. I don't know what this banking license entails or what it does for them.
Yeah.
It literally just happened a week ago, so I found that out when I was researching stuff.
Sure.
So in 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payment. I'm just reading off this one thing.
Yep.
Looking for faster payment options. 2 years later, an action plan was born, and the Federal Payment Task Force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, which is Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and the Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, governments of 32 countries. This is like 2 years old that I'm reading from, so it's probably more than this now. 32 countries put out a report called The Opportunities for Digitalizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, which is Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all of their initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. That's why I say in 5 years, something's going to happen. World leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange website, that the crypto is what crypto exchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution is XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributing ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle Eastern banks, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, South Korea, Brazil, Latin America, Ripple. Who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple's former employee is overseeing the Federal Reserve. Former employee
Oof.
overseeing the world.
That's scary.
That's good if you get into XRP. I've been telling you this for years.
Yeah.
A former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager at BlackRock's digital asset division, Ripple, leading Australia's CBDC's effort, Ripple, who hired a former Treasury of the United States, Ripple, which I touched on. Former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board, Ripple. 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors, former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany, former business director at Swift, former Swift board member, former CFO at PayPal, former chief business officer at Uber, former VP of Amazon, former SEC chair. Do you know what the SEC is?
Yeah, kind of.
It's that government entity that sued Ripple. They're
Oh,
pretty much
okay.
I can't remember what. Can you Google what SEC stands for?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Former SEC chair on their legal team. Ripple's on their legal team. Ripple, who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association. There's more, but I think we got the point.
There's just a lot of different
They're connected
of a
into a
lot of
lot.
Ripple is connected with a lot of different entities in the
Big
world, it
banks,
sounds like. SEC
world
stands for
banks.
Securities and Exchange Commission.
That's it. So they're the ones that oversee to make sure like stocks and stuff like that.
Yeah, this is a U.S. government agency that regulates the securities markets and protects investors. It was created by Congress to oversee the securities markets and ensure fair practices.
Yep.
So that's probably why
So
That's probably why they sued Ripple,
they
because they were trying to make sure that it was.
this will get my tinfoil hat on. I think they sued Ripple because like the crypto market just crashed the past 2 days. It's on its way up again, but when I see it go down, I like it. I like it better when it's
You
high
buy more.
because I can buy more. 2, it's better if for mass adoption to happen, it kind of needs to be lower because these institutions need to buy XRP,
Yeah.
buy these utility coins, which are cheap. If it's at 10,000 a coin, it's going to cost them 10 times more than if it's at $3 a coin. So I like it when it's down. But the reason why I think, well, one, Gary Gensler, who was the SEC, ran the SEC when they sued Ripple. He didn't like crypto. There's a lot of people. I think it's Nancy Pelosi doesn't like crypto. Um, it's just these older people who don't like crypto, and
Yeah.
we all know Nancy Pelosi does insider trading and is making bank with stocks. And
Right.
if stuff goes to crypto, people in stocks are not going to do as well. So I think they sued him. One, I think there's an agenda behind it to try to keep the price down, keep normal people like us getting it because it went off like almost every exchange.
Right. It was impossible to get, like you said
It was
earlier. I think you had to go
so
through like a
hard.
certain process, like a third party, like very underground app
Yeah,
in order
like
to get it.
especially like back in 2017. But then once that lawsuit came about, like you had to go to, I think Uphold still had it on there, but Uphold's kind of a pain in the ass to use. So I just use Coinbase.
I think you could get it on Kraken too.
Kraken was another one.
Because
Yep.
I think I tried to buy it on Kraken, but it was like super sketchy. So I decided not to when it wasn't on Coinbase yet. And then I
Yeah.
started buying it when it became on Coinbase.
Yeah. But that's why whenever people say like, "Oh, don't get into XRP and all that," I could just pull that up and be like, "You tell me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go off of the company that is working with all these countries' world banks, all these countries like national banks and the Federal Reserve. That's who I want to get in money with." People be like, "Oh, but that's just you're getting in with the system. The system wins.
Yeah.
I'm not here to fight the system. I'm just one 25-year-old dude. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm trying to set myself up when I'm 30 to where I don't have to work anymore."
Yeah. I mean, dude,
And
if you look at a ton of successful people out there, successful entrepreneurs, successful business people, they all have crypto. They do. I mean,
100%
it's not even about putting all your money into it and just relying on one thing. It's about diversifying your investments, really. You can put,
diversifying in the right stuff,
yeah, yeah,
and
and
that's the
don't,
problem. Like,
yeah, don't be dumb and go out and buy a bunch of coins that you don't know anything about, a bunch of crypto that you
yeah,
don't know anything about.
literally just do a little bit of research.
Yeah,
It's not YouTube's a thing. YouTube's the greatest thing for that.
yeah,
And definitely don't buy like meme coins like Dogecoin and Epic and
yeah,
the Trump coin.
right.
Should have got the Trump coin before it crashed, but you know,
I mean, if it's me, what I would
it's
stick to is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. Those are the only three that I would be in. For one, they're very, very secure. They're all crypto is the most secure thing ever. It's
yeah,
impossible to hack, which is what makes it very, very valuable. Like
yeah,
no one can ever hack your crypto. No one. Like not even the
mm-mm.
smartest people in the world because it's so
It's
secure.
hard.
Yeah, and it's very hard and would take a lot of a lot of time and energy and skill.
Yeah,
So that's a benefit. But if you're trying to play it safe, those three, in my opinion, will get you the returns that you want and also probably and some because XRP is one that has all the chances in the world.
I think it has the
And
most chance.
yeah, and every investment has is risky, right? But if you do your research and you fully believe in it, I mean, the thing is
And
that I mean, okay, sorry, but the
no, you
thing
good.
is what I hate about or dislike about financial advisors is they tell you where to put your money. So if anything happens, you get pissed at them. Now,
Hmm.
why I take my personal finance so seriously in my investments is because when I consume that knowledge and I learn about it, I feel confident putting it there. And I know that if something does happen for whatever reason, knock on wood, that it's 100% me, that I didn't put in the time that needed to be to find the right investments.
Yeah,
But I mean, XRP, reading about that, Creighton just read an article that proves that it's everywhere.
it's everywhere,
There's
and that was
Ripple.
2 years. That was 2 years
Yeah,
old, and now
exactly.
it's even bigger than before.
Right.
So that's what was going on past 2 years ago. So that was stuff happening before 2 years ago. Imagine what's going on now behind the scenes that I can't pull off the top of my head right now.
Right.
And I mean, there is a lot going on behind the scenes that if you just go to watch Mikkel's videos, if you want to learn about XRP. But I understand what you're saying with getting into Ethereum and Bitcoin and XRP, those three. My dad and my brother tried to get, what coin was it? I can't remember what coin it was, but it was on the Ethereum network, and they just tried to put like $100 into it. By the time they got to the point where they were going to finalize, like, submit the payment, just with the fees, because the Ethereum network is so slow and just slow and expensive, the
Yeah.
gas fees, it costed another $100 just in fees, 100% in fees.
Right.
And that's the problem with Ethereum and Bitcoin is that the fees, it's just so slow. It takes so much energy that you have to pay for all that. And that's why XRP, XLM, Cardano, HBAR are so good because it is instant and like
Right.
no fees. And honestly, I think now is kind of like, I think people have missed the opportunity to make life changing money on Bitcoin
Yeah.
and probably even Ethereum.
It would have
Because
been the
here, like,
20,000 to 120,000. It would have really
yeah.
changed it. Yeah.
So I did a math earlier today. I'll do it again. Actually, I probably my history. So let's say you bought one Bitcoin, which let's say it's 115,000. It's pretty much there. For you to double your money, it has to go to $230,000 just for you to make 115,000.
Right.
Now let's say you put your money into XRP, that 115,000 into XRP at $3. At $3 a coin, you get you'd get 345,000 coins. If that $3 XRP goes to $4, which is gonna happen this
Yeah.
year, you'll turn that 115,000 into $1.38 million.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
So, which is insane.
It's a crazy return. Like
Yeah,
unbelievable.
that's why like with crypto, it's all about how many coins you have. It's all about just stacking your coins
Yeah. It's
at a
kind of like a
low price.
stock. Kind of like a stock. It's about how much you own of that
Yep, of that
company.
stock.
Yeah. Or that
And
stock.
getting in like XRP right now is at 292, $2.92, which I still think is a steal. I still think it's a steal of a price.
Yeah.
For me, it's hard to buy at that because I was buying it at 20 cents, but I still think it's a steal. That's why I'm putting my money. Like my goal is to have over 2,000 coins of every coin that I'm in. So that's why I'm there with pretty much all of them except Cardano. But I'm close to getting to 2,000 on that. And I've made bad invest. Like I got into H bar at the peak, last peak when like last time it peaked was in January. And like my average price is 30 cents. It's at 25 cents. So I'm taking a loss on that one. But it's gonna get up above 30 eventually. Because I mean, I've and the crypto market is scary because it's not like the stock market where it closes at a certain time every day. It's not open on the weekends. Crypto is open 24/7. I mean, I'll just throw out some numbers out there. There would be one day. There is this true story. One day I woke up and I had like $12,000, $15,000 of profit. By the end of the day, I was only at like $8,000 profit.
Yeah.
And then there's been times where I woke up, I was at $7,000 profit, and by the end of the day, I was up $15,000 profit. Crypto is just so volatile.
It fluctuates so much.
It does, and I'm not like a day trader when it comes to crypto. Like I don't try to get in and get out, get in on the dips, get in on the peaks, because it's just so you don't know what's going. It reacts to the world stage of whether the possible war,
Yeah.
possible sanctions on other countries. It fluctuates so much. It reacts so much to all that that it's almost impossible to predict it. There are people that do it, and that's just their full-time jobs, and they're good at it. I don't have the time to do that. So when I buy crypto, I'm holding this, and I'm not selling anytime soon.
Right.
So people ask me, they're like, "Well, what prices have to get to for you to sell?" Honestly, I don't know. I don't know because I see the potential in them, and I've done math on it where I'm like, dude, if it gets to this, it'd be $38 million or something like that, and I'll be like, I could just retire at that point.
Yeah.
And
I think it's
my
way
dad,
too early to even consider that, in my opinion,
yeah,
especially with
100%.
XRP. I think crypto's long play, especially right now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't I don't think XRP. I think XRP. I think now is the perfect time to get into XRP because I think within 5 years. This is a funny story
No,
actually.
yeah, that's what
So,
I meant. I meant just like
oh,
having
okay,
crypto for a long period of
a
time.
short. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
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 Yeah. So,
No,
yeah.
getting
What?
into crypto as early as possible right now is
Oh,
definitely
okay,
smart.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know what you're saying. Yeah, I agree with you on that. But so at work, they'll literally just it'd be like me, my friend Alex, who I got into XRP. We were talking one day. It was like before X. It was like when XRP, like right before XRP went from like 60 cents to $3. And I was telling him, I'm like, because we'll sit around in the core and talk finances all the time at work. And I was telling him and my other coworker Sean and some other people, I'm just like, you guys got to get in. I was the crypto guy at work. No, everyone else is just stocks and retirement and all that. And I'm like,
Right.
you guys need to get into get into XRP. That's the one I try to get everyone in. Get into XRP. Get into if you don't want to get into XRP, get into these other ones. But get into XRP. And Alex, my friend, he literally just goes, dude, just stop putting money into XRP and cryptos. Just pull it all out and put it in the stock market. I'm like, I will never do that. 2 weeks later, I come into work, crypto market went like this, and I'm up so much money. And he just comes to me and goes, so where do you buy that on?
How do you buy that?
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm like, Coinbase. He's like, and he just downloaded it. I'm like, you buying some? He's like, yeah.
Oh
So
my
now
gosh.
he started researching into it, and he's big into it. And like, literally, yeah, the other day when it was like crashing, it like went down to like 260, which is crazy for me to say that's crashing considering I was in it at 20 cents. He texted me just randomly yesterday. He just says little dip, and I'm like, what is he talking about?
Oh.
Like, what is he talking about? And all I said was excuse me with the laughing emoji. And he just like XRP. I'm like, oh yeah. And he's like, he's like, I'm buying more. I'm like, heck yeah, dude, me
Dude,
too.
just constantly watching it now. He's like obsessed with it.
Pretty much. And like he's just researching it. And like literally like last week we were talking to someone. I'm like, just buy XRP. And he goes, yeah, buy XRP in 5 years you retire. I'm like, exactly. So he's the
Oh
only
my
one I've
gosh.
gotten into buying it. But I've been trying to get you into buying it for 2 years now, probably.
Yeah, I mean, even before I knew that you were big into it, I had done my research on XRP a little bit because I had heard about it just through like, scrolling the internet and watching my finance stuff on YouTube. And so I looked into it a little bit and I did buy some at one time, but then I did make the decision to pull all my money out of crypto a few years ago, which honestly I regret a little bit,
Yeah.
but I do think XRP is smart to be in and I will be buying it soon. It's a financial goal of mine here soon that I've made for like the rest of this year to
Yeah.
get back into it because I mean, you've taught me a lot, especially today, about XRP and the value that it holds. So I do think that it's a
Smart
smart
investment.
investment. And I think it's a great way to diversify everything because it could become something incredible while we're still here, living
Hmm.
our lives. Or it could become something in 100 years that's really, really incredible that my kids can have like
Yeah.
they might just have my money that's been sitting in XRP and then someday it might just click. Who knows? But I think
Yeah.
it'll happen before that as well. I'm more the
100%.
timeline of like 15, 20 years is when I think that it'll be very,
I
very
think,
well known.
yeah, because, yeah, I agree with that. I think in 15, 20 years is when people are going to look at it and be like, whoa.
Yeah.
But I think with how early I got into it and some other people got into it, I think within 5 years, I could, people like, and if you get into it now, you can put enough money into it.
Right.
I think in
Because,
five
okay,
years,
so
I think you'll be like, good.
and this is why I say that because I look at it as you mentioned when we started talking about crypto, the .com bubble, and
Hmm.
how the older generation says that this is basically the same thing, in which crypto's been around Since when?
Like
2010?
2008, 2009, something like that. I
Okay.
don't quote me on that. I'm not sure.
And so the internet's development took several decades, like 2 to 3 decades. So if we compare
Oh
it
yeah,
with the crypto, you know what I
we're on
mean?
the
So
we're on the infancy of this stuff.
right. So let's just say it's 30 years. You know, we still have until what, 2039, right? Yeah, I think so. I think that's
30
right.
years or that's 10, 30 years?
No, from 2009.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
it
Yeah.
because if we look at it and like when the internet, how long that took to actually become something that was well known and used all the time.
Yeah,
But
it took
I
about
think this
30,
could go
40
faster
years.
too because we're the technology,
Technology is advancing at an unprecedented rate.
right?
So,
Man, there's just you'll have to come back on sometime and we'll just talk straight up finance because
yeah,
there's so much
there's
stuff that
more we
you
could
can go
talk
into
about,
that.
but I know we got to move on from this.
Yeah, I want to switch into fitness and health hacks just real quick.
Yeah.
We'll keep it kind of short and simple because I know there's a few things that you do that you've started doing lately for some health hacks. And then I just want to talk about your fitness just a little bit because I know that
Yep.
you transitioned into starting like some hybrid athlete stuff like what I do. And then you do races that are completely unknown and different to what I talk about on here. So I'll
Hmm.
kind of let you talk about that too. But let's talk about some of the health hacks you do. I know that you do peptides. Um,
Yep.
do you take are those collagen ones or are they like
So, I do take collagen,
okay,
like the
but it's not
powder.
collagen
I
peptides.
no.
So
So
is regular just straight up peptides like is that like a
it's a short
steroid?
chain. No, it's a short chain amino acid.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
pretty much like a protein is a peptide technically, but
Oh,
they're
okay,
just
that's a
different
dumb
there's
question.
just like it's fine. They're just like different. It's all really new too. It's all like there's just different versions of peptide, like synthetic peptides, I guess.
Sure.
Like Ozempic. Ozempic is a peptide. I
Oh,
don't know if you knew that,
I don't like that.
but that's a peptide.
Gotcha. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And I'm not against people taking Ozempic. I'm against people taking it and not changing their lifestyle.
Yeah,
If people take it and because when you want to lose weight or get healthy or whatever, you want to see results and it takes months. And sometimes that's why people quit. So I think if people take Ozempic to see results a little quicker and use it as a tool to change their life, change their habits, and then get off it because staying on it is not healthy,
yeah.
I'm fine with that. But what I take is called BPC 157, and I inject it in my knees right there because I've had knee pain since I was 16 because I was a catcher for baseball my entire life. And I was like, you know what? I can if I squat down and pick something off the ground, my knees are cracking and it hurts. I'm gonna try it because my
Sure.
mom was taking some peptide. She was taking some Morlin, something like that, and I took that for a little bit. And that's pretty much you take it at night. It pretty much tells your body to release more HGH, human growth hormone. I took
Yeah.
that for about 2 months, which it did help with my sleep. But I take BPC 157. I actually need to start taking it again because my knee pain was horrible, and I was like, let's see if it works. And I used to, I don't know if you can see this here, sit like this with my knees, like that,
Yeah.
and like I just couldn't. After about 5 minutes, I was like, I can't sit like that anymore. It just hurts. And then there was one day after about 2 weeks of taking it, maybe a week of taking it, I was sitting like that and watching a Cowboys game, and I was like, huh, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
So I literally, like, I can remember just, I almost cried because I've never felt no pain in my knees. I literally got up, started doing high knees and like jumping jacks, like squatting down. I was like, dude, I don't
Feel
feel,
like a
it
brand new
feels fine.
man.
I was like, this is awesome. And I need to start taking it again because you shouldn't stay on them. Like I do
Why
it
is
like
that?
6 weeks at a time. They just don't know what the effects are.
Okay.
Since it's so new. Like there's been, I'm not gonna say who, but there's someone that my family knows who's taking Ozempic, and the doctor pretty much told this person, "You don't need to come off it. You're fine. Just take it." Well, next thing you know, this person started throwing up blood,
Yeah.
and it was because he never got off of Ozempic.
Yeah. And see,
So you
I
do have
think
to be
Ozempic
careful with it.
is, it's, I get what you said about Ozempic a little bit ago with showing people results really, really fast
Hmm.
to make them feel better, essentially, and help
Use
them
it if you
like
use it as a
know that
tool.
it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I just, that's just not how we don't see eye to eye on that because
No.
and that's fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
It's just, in my opinion, it's hard and it's always going to be hard. If you're overweight and you put yourself in that position, I think that you should have to understand that it's going to take a long time to lose
Hmm.
that weight and to get the body that you want. And while I think it's great that you gain confidence by seeing results, it does take a long time and it does suck and it is hard. And these companies that make these products like this are just scamming people, and they market it as a long-term solution. You know what I
Yeah, and
mean?
that's
And that's where
that's
the
the big
problem
pharma
is.
crap.
That's
Yeah,
the
I'm not
big
a big,
pharma
that's
crap. Yeah.
yeah.
And and then for the people that see that, they're like, "Oh, well, I can eat whatever I want. I can have the worst diet ever and I can just get on Ozempic and I'm going to be,
Yeah.
skinny." And I think it creates those bad habits.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just ate whole foods and you just exercise for 30 minutes, 4 days a week, like it would help. But
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I
yeah,
think I know people who have taken it just to kind of use it how I said, to help with building better habits and all that, and then get off it and be done.
yeah.
And I think that works. And I think it also depends on where you go and get your products from. Like
Yeah.
where I
Who's
go,
prescribing it to you and telling
yeah,
you to stay on it or get off of it?
yeah. And where I go to, it's called Relive. It's right by my gym, but I mean, they do like, I get my blood drawn there to get my blood panel. I've done IV bags there. I've talked about it a little bit in the beginning of the podcast. And when I got it from them, and it's expensive. Like I think I spent like 350 just for one little vial of it.
Yeah. I just looked it up
Um,
and it was like very, very expensive.
yeah, but to me, it's worth it
Yeah.
because to me, it's just not experiencing that pain when I'm running or lifting or just doing day to day activities. It's completely worth it.
Yeah.
But like, the place I go to get all this stuff is, I love that place because they'll tell you like, no, don't take it all day. Like, how's your body feeling with it? If you feel bad with it, get off of it. We don't want you to have it if you, because we want the money. Now, this is also one of those places where I could go and be like, hey, I want TRT, and they'll give me TRT.
Yeah.
You know, at the same time, everything's a business.
Yeah.
Now, they would make me do more blood tests, which I think is something that everyone needs to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you done one?
No, because it's expensive. But
It is
I do,
expensive.
I think everyone should do one once a year just to see
Hmm.
how their blood work looks because it's super important. It can tell you so much about how you're feeling, how you're performing in your fitness and your overall health. I mean, if I probably just should do it, even though
Hmm.
it is expensive, just to have it done, because
You
I
could do an
take health
at-home one.
seriously. Yeah, and I guess also the reason I haven't done it is because I don't really know where to go to. Like, I don't like going to the doctor, and they're not going to prescribe you one. That's the problem.
Yeah.
There's a lot of if you go to your main primary care physician and you ask to get a blood panel, they will not let you get it unless if they have a reason to give it to you.
Yeah,
And that's the issue, is because they don't want you to know these things. This is what is indoctrinated into the medical system per
I
se.
agree.
And it
And
sucks. You should be able to get a freaking panel if you want to. Like,
yep,
doesn't
to
make
see
any
where you're at
sense.
and everything. And that's
Exactly.
why I love the place where I go because like I hate going to the doctor. I get
Yeah.
anxiety going to the doctor. I hate it. But this place, like, I don't. It's like I would see people and just have a conversation with them.
Right. Does
And
your insurance cover the panels that you get there? Yeah, see,
no,
that's why
because
they
this
don't let
place
you
is
at the
like a
doctor places either, because they don't want insurance to cover it.
yeah, because
Yeah.
this place is like it's kind of like a beauty clinic, I guess. They do Botox there too and all that, but they also
Oh,
do all
nice.
this other stuff.
You get that too.
No, maybe I'll get it on my armpit so I quit sweating. But
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
but that's why like love this place I go to. And I mean, I could look up stuff in Iowa City. I'm sure I could find one. I think I saw one last time I drove through Iowa City. Pretty sure I saw a clinic
Probably. I
like
just
this.
haven't done a lot of research on it, I guess.
Yeah,
How much does it
but
cost for your panel?
since I get a discount through my gym, it's only like $100.
Oh, that's
But if
actually
it
not
wasn't
too
for
bad then.
no, and that
I thought it
covers
was
the
like
if you get
350.
if it wasn't for my discount, it'd be like 200
Okay. That's still not
at
bad
this
though.
place. So 200, 250, something like that. But honestly, like I got blood work done when I was 21 or 22, just a home one, and I just really wanted to see what my testosterone was at.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. That's the only thing guys care about. So to my shock, I was at like 950, which is on the very high end of normal. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then in October, something like that last year, it's like I'll get one again. I mean, I've been feeling tired all the time, needing a nap no matter how much sleep I get, all this stuff. I really wanted to see what my testosterone's at because that's a sign of low testosterone.
Right.
And so I got my blood work done, going for the results, and they're like, "Oh, your testosterone's really good. It's at like 520." And I'm like, "It's a big drop." So I told them like where it was at, and they're like, "Oh." They're like, "Well, how are you?" And they ask, like usually a normal doctor, they're gonna be like, "Oh, but you're in the normal range. You're fine."
Right.
When hormones are so much of a personal, person to person basis, like you could have a 300 testosterone or 350 testosterone level and feel perfect.
Right.
I know if I have a 300 testosterone level, I'm gonna feel like crap.
Yeah.
She's like, and my doctor, NP, whatever she was, she was like, well, you might just be one of those people that need a higher testosterone. She's like, it's not normal to feel like crap at a 500 level. You might be one of those people that need an 800, 900 level.
Right.
So she told me like take boron. I have a zinc deficiency, which plays a part into that too. So
A lot of
I
people
hate taking
do.
zinc. Yeah, I hate taking zinc. That makes me throw up. But I also take like Tonga Ali and Fidosia agrestis. I don't know if you've heard of those.
Yeah, that helps for testosterone boosting.
Yep. And
Isn't it Tonkat
so
Ali? Is that what it is?
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It's
I was just curious. I was
something
making
like
sure we are
that.
talking about the same thing.
Yeah. But before I did all that, got another one done. Like I think it was like 5 months later, and my testosterone went lower, and I'm like, what is going on?
You think it's from stress and work and stuff?
I think it's some stress, work, because my sleep schedule sucks. I mean, literally, I worked 52 hours this past week and went from night shift to day shift within a day.
Yeah.
I don't have a sleep schedule. So I think it's a lot of that, but I started taking all those things and feel a lot better now. So I'm actually going to go there tomorrow to schedule another blood panel, just
You
to
have to let
see,
me know
just to
what
get
that
everything
comes
checked
back
out.
as. I'd be curious to
Yeah,
know. Yeah,
yeah, I'll
I
let you know.
definitely think I'm gonna actually look into that here pretty soon now, because I would like to know
Well,
what my levels are at too.
especially with you since you run long distance. Long distance runners, long distance running tanks your testosterone.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. Okay, okay. And
I've
that
heard about
I
it.
think that played a part into it because since I've been running a lot more.
Yeah, and I've actually Nick Bears talked about that on his podcast. He had
Hmm.
his primary care physician on, which isn't, he's not like a, he's a good doctor. Let's put it that way. Like
Yeah.
if Nick is having him on and he's going to that, then I
Yeah.
would trust it. Um, but they talked about that for some reason.
Well, it's probably because he runs marathons and stuff like that. I know
Yeah.
Joey Muccio has talked about it because he's like his level. Like, he showed his levels. He was at like 300 something. I'm like, how's your levels at 300 something? You're jacked like that. Like I
Yeah.
was at 900 something. I'm skinny as a.
And I mean, even if you're doing that, I mean, but still prioritizing nutrition, sleep, recovery, all those things
Yeah.
are going to still
Like,
like probably even it out. But when you're doing mass amounts of volume of anything, yeah, it's going to affect certain aspects of your life. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
But now explosive training, like sprints and explosive training, boost it.
Right.
So like Tyler's probably boosted his since he started CrossFit.
Yeah, you can definitely
I
tell.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, he definitely looks a lot better and feels a lot better. So
No, I could tell when last time I saw him, I was like, yeah, you definitely feel a lot better.
yeah,
So,
yeah. No, shout out Tyler if he
yeah.
listens to this. I'm sure he will. Um, Last thing I kind of want to talk about is your competitions and what you do, your tough mutters.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
Obviously, I do or I talk about running events, endurance events, lifting a lot. This is something that's completely different. If you could touch on why you kind of started doing some hybrid athlete training and why you're kind of getting into that, and then
hmm
also what your tough mutters consist of and why you like to do those.
Yeah, so I got into hybrid. I just my entire life I worked out, just lifting weights, and I ran track in high school and all that, and I just got bored with just normal working out. And when I did actually my first Tough Mudder, I started running again, started running more, and that's when I kind of fell back into the running thing, and I was running every day, not every day, but almost every day, and working out 3, 4 times a week, and I felt great. And that's probably one of the it's probably the best I've felt physically in 4 years since I moved to Tennessee.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of I'm getting in more into the hybrid training because to come to like running a lot, it's just if I run 4 miles, it takes me like 40 minutes to run 4 miles, and it just clears my head. I either turn on a podcast or music,
Yeah.
and I just go on a jog. And
The mental
so I really
clarity
like,
is insane.
yeah.
I don't even run with
So
headphones anymore because I just think about my business and my
yeah,
fitness and my life. Yeah.
I mean I've done that before too, but like that's what I really enjoy running is it just you get clears like a clean slate almost. And lifting just I like lifting. So I still do that. But that's really why I got into it was because of the Tough Mudders. And I started watching some Nick Bear stuff and Joey Muccio stuff, and I heard talk to you about it. Like, yeah, I'll get into this. So, and I've really enjoyed it recently, like the past, really it's been this whole year that I've been doing it. But yeah, then the Tough Mudders. So I did my first one a year ago in October. My mom and I do them together. So shout out to my mom. She's 54 and doing these things. She hates running. She's a she was a power lifter and set state and national records in that. So she's not a runner. She's more of a lifter.
Yeah.
But she's starting to. She does all these with me. So we've done two. We did one here in Nashville in October of last year. We just did the 5K just as a start, and we did a 15K in Minnesota. And we did that this past June. And then this coming October, we're doing the Infinity, which is their competitive series. So it's like you literally just do the course for 8 hours. And you have to do at least one 15K. The first lap has to be their 15K course, and after that you can either do the 5K or 15K. And you just go for 8 hours and see how many laps and how many miles you can get in.
That's
The
gonna be
record
crazy.
the record's 61 miles. My goal is just to get top three.
Yeah.
My
So
goal is because they
can you touch on like what specifically it is though?
oh yeah, it's an obstacle course racing essentially. It's not competitive until you get into the infinity and all that stuff. So it's more just like pushing your own limits and all that. So you start on a run and you come into an obstacle. Like one of them is really just a mud mound. So you go in this water up to like here on me. You have to climb over this mud mound, and then you have to get in this water with a chain link fence over it, and you have like this much breathing room. So if you're claustrophobic, it sucks. And then
Yeah.
in between each chain link fence is mops that are wet, so you get waterboarded as you're going through it. That one's not fun. You have to climb it like a 3-story tower. You have to crawl through this like gas chamber that's pretty much just pumping menthol in there. It burns your eyes.
Oh man. Sounds like
Yeah.
Ultimate Ninja Warrior on
It's
steroids.
honestly, if you watch Ninja Warrior, there's a lot of the same stuff on it because
Yeah.
they like there's like some like swinging stuff. You have to like swing and jump and like hit a bell. It's just like stuff like that, and then you run in between through like woods and into mud and dirt. So you're not on a paved anything like that. You're on
It's
like a
like
big
all
farm.
like a full body type of workout.
It's 100% a full body, and then you get wet and muddy, so you got like extra like 3 pounds on you, 5 pounds on you.
Right.
And then the last one of the last obstacle is always it's called shock therapy, and I hate it. It's just these like tentacles things hanging down, and it just shocks the crap out of you.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know
So
it
if you
was
have
like
a
this
heart,
intense.
yeah, so if you have like a heart issue, they're like don't go through it.
Yeah.
But I'm going through it, and I'm getting zapped, and you feel it in your entire body. I hate getting shocked.
So are these
So
like all the like every single Tough Mudder competition? Are they the same obstacles or different each time?
they generally have some of the same ones. I know, like the one in Nashville I did, they had like a ice pit where it's just a bunch of ice water. You can't even see the water with how much ice is in it. But you have to
Jeez.
go underneath these two barriers that so you have to go completely to the bottom of this like 3.5, 4 foot pit full of ice water underneath two barriers twice and then get out. I almost passed out from that. I mean, everything just went like this.
Yeah.
And but like that was here in Nashville last year, but it wasn't in Minnesota. So there's certain variations,
So they do
but
switch them up, yeah, a little
they do
bit.
switch them up a little bit, but generally like there's always like the this big tower that you have to climb over.
Right.
I
Do
always
you
got the
know
shock therapy.
beforehand like what the course would be like or no?
Nope. Now you just go and find out.
That would be rough.
But that's how I hurt my leg actually. Is I don't know what happened, but it's still bothering me to this day. It's been a little over a month.
Where is it
My
at in your
calf,
leg?
like right behind my knee where my calf inserts. I think I pulled it
Mm, yeah.
because it just feels like a cramp. Like I was at a climbing gym, like just rock climbing last week with some friends, and that really hurt it because you're on your tiptoes pushing up on that, and that killed it. I did legs yesterday, and when I was doing hamstring stuff, that I just felt like a knot behind my knee. If I was 21, this wouldn't be happening, but I'm getting older, so.
Dude, yeah. I've been
But
taking recovery very seriously because I don't want my body to just be deteriorated.
yeah, but yeah, it's Tough Mudders are definitely they're fun. It's just to push yourself to see if you can, because they're not easy. I mean, literally, I saw a 6-year-old do it.
Right.
Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. But it's not easy. But you can also just go around the obstacle if you don't want to do it. But now with
Right.
this Infinity, the competitive series, there's penalties for not doing certain ones, and they keep track of your time and how many miles and stuff. And there's actually winners and like a podium for this, and there's not any of that for just like if you just do it. It's more of a
Right.
personal thing, which is I like about it. It's more of it's something my mom and I do, and we enjoy doing it. It's fun. So
Yeah. No, dude, it's a very unique race, and I definitely wanted to talk about that at least a little
yeah.
bit today because you don't hear a lot of people that do those, and I
Mm-mm.
think that's
I want to do a Spartan race eventually. It's pretty much the same thing, just a little bit more intense.
right. I think yeah, I've
So
seen like a few things on those before,
yeah.
but well, at the end of every episode with my guests, I like to formulate one question um, based on the episode and who they are and kind of see what your answer will be. So, my last question today is if you were given $1 million today, how would you invest it? And I think I already know the answer to it.
Going to XRP. I can't
$1
retire off a
million
million.
into XRP.
Yeah.
That
I
would
just
be
told you how
crazy.
much 115,000 would turn into if it went up $1.
That's fair.
Imagine a million.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's going to go up at
It's
least
going
50
to.
cents. So,
So yeah, XRP. That's the yeah. I
yeah,
can't retire off $1 million.
yeah.
25. I can't do that. So what about you? What would you put it in? Real estate?
Yeah, probably. I would diversify it quite a bit. I'd throw it into real estate, ETFs, and probably crypto as well.
Yeah.
I would
I
do all
probably
three.
I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't put all of it in XRP to be honest, but yeah, all of it would probably. I'd pay off all my debt
You'd
first.
be tempted to do that. Yeah, I'd
I
pay
would be
off all my
tempted.
debt
I'd
as
pay off
well.
all my debt first, and then I'd put probably like 80% of the remaining into XRP,
Yeah, that's fair.
and the rest I'd probably just put in like a high yield savings, my high yield savings account,
Yeah. I'd probably
just as
split
a
it three
cushion.
ways. But it also depends on the real estate that I'd want to get into.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get into real estate eventually after my XRP goes off, but
Once you have money to just buy in cash.
yeah, don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. No, that's fair, man. That's fair. I thought that would be a great question. I figured that you'd say something along the lines of XRP.
Yeah,
Well, man, I definitely appreciate you just being here today and supporting what I'm trying to do with this podcast and talking finance, talking credit cards, talking crypto,
yeah,
talking a little bit
man,
of fitness, and I definitely
it was
appreciate you
fun.
just being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. It was fun.
Yeah, dude.
Have me back on in a few months when XRP is a lot higher.
Yeah, yeah. Next time
I
I
could
see,
have I could have an "I told you so" moment.
yeah, next time I see XRP go up, I'll hit you up and we'll do another episode. But
Yeah, man.
no, I'd love to have you on in the future and talk some more finance. And to everyone listening, as always, thanks for tuning in, and I will see everyone in the next episode.